What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hockey Talk Transfer Signing Day special. Let me break this down a little bit before we bring our guests on. A lot of questions in the chat where you post, where you don't post. Guys, when you make your announcements, you could post in League Chat with all your crazy graphics and all your videos or whatever you guys are doing. That's what we'll be live streaming. You see that on the screen here. We'll be live streaming the stream here on the Signing Day show so we can keep up with all that. Then prospect or transfers you will post in the commitments thread. J Mac and Eric Pierre both just tagged that in the chat. Coaches will then post in the transfer commitment thread that you see here on your screen. So let's get started here and bring on our guests. I got Kay Howie with me. I got Rylock here. Kay, what's going on, buddy?
The commitments are revealed, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it too. Also, Rylock, how you doing, man?
Living. Mind if I take a couple of seconds to give some folks some shout outs here?
Do it. We got time. I'm gonna bring up another graphic real quick.
We got two people who are birthday twins here, near and dear to the league. We've got Carter Glass and Dick Dickey, both having birthdays, turning years that have a 3 at the end of them. So lots of happy day for that. And I promised to also give Coach Hubba a shout out from UNC. He says every time the real life North Carolina teams win in March Madness, he's making a donation to the animal shelter there in Nevada. So wanted to give him a big shout out for that awesome decision.
Yeah, that's happy birthday to those guys. Happy birthday, or good on that. Is there a Peacock Foundation out here? Can we give donations to the Peacock
Foundation?
Peacock.
Yeah. I mean,
National Peacock Day.
Where's Peacock Nation at out here?
I mean, everybody's Peacock Nation at this point, I guess.
I think you have to be at this point, unless you're cheering. You know, it occurred to me last night. I was watching UCLA and UNC play, and I'm a UCLA guy, so I occurred to if UCLA won, I might have to cheer against them because St. Peter's was playing them. So I'm kind of glad they lost because now I could just cheer for St. Peter's without any guilt.
Right.
Yeah.
No. ACC representing too.
Yeah, three teams in the Elite Eight. That's big time for sure.
Everyone hated on the ACC the entire year, and they showed out in the tournament. So
for sure, if you guys look at the screen, you'll see the schedule that we're going to have today for the live announcements. As far as I know, everybody is still announcing on time here. Josh Young will be the first announcement we have in about 4 minutes here. Trigger's going to go ahead and announce his pick in the live chat. We'll be able to watch that on our feed here, so you guys don't have to watch Discord. If you're watching the show, it'll be up here, and then Kay, Rylock, and I will talk about those commitments and how they impact the landscape of the CSBA and what we see happening for these players in their future. One of the best days in the league. Kay, tell me a little bit about transfer signing day from a coach's perspective. I guess both of you could speak to that as well. So, but Kay, go ahead and tell me.
I think the biggest thing with transfer recruiting is you're bringing in guys who are established players who, I mean, some of these guys are like the best players in the league. When you look at the portal this season, which is completely loaded. So it, immediately impacts, how the league is going to play out because you're getting these guys that have had experience in past locker rooms, who have, been leaders on the court, and you're bringing guys that are going to instantly make a huge impact. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
Yeah, right. Like, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Kay's got it. Kay's got it almost exactly right. Where the prospects, the freshmen and green chip recruiting are much more about potential and upside. These people are gonna be a working piece, and 100% some of the best in the league are gonna be announcing here on the show in just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited to see what happens here. Well, we got our first announcement, and this is a little pre-show, but Blooper Kid going to Virginia. That's the first one announced today.
Big.
Prior to Josh
Congrats
Young.
on being first.
Gordo gets a guy in Blooper Kid from Michigan State. So I'm going to post in here. Let's see. Let's do this. A lot of people are confused about where to go, and I think it's because we have 3 channels on here about where to commit. So let's go ahead and use the channel for, I don't know, what did we do last year, guys? I think the transfer commitment channel was for the coaches last year, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe it was. No,
We've got
maybe
commitment confirmation for the coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, that yeah.
So I'm going to post this in league chat right now. Coaches
Yep.
use commitment confirmation. Baby Hawk, what do you have to say about this? Players use transfer. That's pretty interesting. That's a really good analysis there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We
amazing.
do expect top analysis out of the entire Hawk family.
All right, guys. I think we're almost set for Trigger. He's got about 1 minute here. Pretty exciting. Josh Young. Tell me a little bit about Josh Young, Kay, and what you've seen out of him at Texas Tech. When he was
Yeah,
there.
Texas Tech. He's great two-way player. He's one of the better defenders in the league, I think. But also a really gifted scorer. He also is, he can really kind of share the ball. Last year, averaged over 3 assists per game, which is, pretty nice to see from one of your top scorers. So he's definitely one of the bigger names in the portal, active member of this community, who is going to make a huge impact on this next team.
Yeah,
for sure.
he's gonna be immediately huge for anywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Let me give me one.
One of the bigger things for some of these, teams that are going to go after these bigger names and have the cap room for it is, it's going to make a huge impact on the freshman recruiting. When guys are trying to come in and they see you just recruited, 2 or 3 big names, in the transfer portal, it's going to make your school a lot more attractive to some of these bigger freshman names out there when that time comes around.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just trying to get my bearings here. I didn't expect that room to be closed real quick, but I'm opening it up. So, all right, those rooms should be open for the prospects. Josh Young, Trigger, you out there?
He's in there typing.
All right, let's head back to the league chat and see where Trigger will be going.
Here it is. Josh Young to Texas.
Josh Young to Texas. He's in the
That's
commitment
huge.
channel. Where is he?
That is huge. Stays in state there, going to a rival, Big 12.
Josh Young to Texas. That's a big get for X-Face over there in the Longhorns. Go ahead and break that down, kind of what that means for Texas over there, a team that kind of underachieved. Kay, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Texas, they had a new coach, last season. So I think this is probably his biggest land here in terms of recruiting, and it's a huge one. You're looking at Josh Young, and a team that doesn't really have a established star right now. He can really slot into that number 1 scoring role for a Texas team that is decently young. They got 4 sophomores coming back, and I think he's gonna really fit in nicely in that system.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think this really is a great get just because Coach X-Face took on the Longhorns after they made a championship run under Coach Dick Dickey, and he had a lot of great pieces coming back, but I think this is his opportunity to kind of put his own stamp on it with Louis DiMedici uh, taking a trip into the portal himself. He's got some room to personalize this team, and Josh Young is a huge get to build around for the rest of his college tenure.
Yeah, big time. Matthew Gallardo will be our next announcement. But no, what you guys said is good. We got some guys that aren't on the show that are announcing live in chat as well right now, and we'll follow those and try to do the best to touch on those. So far, we mentioned Blooper Kid to Virginia. We got Michael Bryston to Arizona State. So it's a big get for the Sun Devils.
That is a big get.
And then Dawson Black going home to West Virginia. You know, Craig was the coach at West Virginia. He's going back there, so big time get for Kyler in West Virginia. Yep. And then Kai Williams from Baylor/USC going to Pitt. So big time get for Ray and his unit over there at Pitt.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, some of those teams I've seen a lot in terms of top schools. You know, looking at Arizona State. Interesting to see who else they're gonna get.
Yeah, we've
a lot
got
of big name. Yeah.
We've got another one also. We've got Nick Brummer to USC.
Nick Brummer to USC. I fully expect there to be a barrage of USC commits today.
Yeah.
With fame
big
over
time.
there.
Coach assured
Yeah.
the triumphant return.
Yeah, he's great.
No,
over
Assured
there.
is he's gonna bring a huge class to USC. You just know it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me message Gallardo and see if he's ready to announce here in a second. But, yeah, I mean, some of the biggest names, I think we're going to get Mojo and Bo Diddle later today. We're going to get Riley Hunter later today. So there's definitely some good names announcing after the show. But, yeah, I mean, so far it's got off to a good look. And I like, it's kind of what we foresee or foresaw going, right? A lot of these teams that had a lot of cap are going to get these big guys early.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The Kai Williams, that's a huge addition. I mean, he's a really solid player. He did well at Baylor, one of their biggest guys there, and for him to come to Pitt, kind of a new look for Pittsburgh. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're able to do there.
Yeah, definitely has some potential to take it the next step alongside Ray Diddle, and I'm gonna go out on a horrible limb and say that probably his brother's
Bo
gonna be
Diddle,
joining him. Yeah.
That's a tremendous core to build around. I have Kai Williams down, then probably both the Diddle brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really solid team already you're looking at for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Pittsburgh, I expect them to be really good. Gumba Baba's, I think he just tried to announce. Let's see. He's got a video up.
Is that a video?
Are you willing to die for
He's
those
going to
Christians?
West Virginia, so Gumba Baba
That's another
also
big
to
get
West Virginia.
for Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler.
Tyler, man.
He started
he's-
last year really well, right? I mean, like he was
Yep.
on the brink of getting some really good players. He was one of my late tops there. Them USC
Mhm.
and Tennessee, and I
And
told Kyler.
with,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I told Kyler last year, like, just keep it up. You're like 1 year away. Just keep doing it. So I think he's doing a really good job. So wherever,
yeah, he's got a huge class already just with those two.
yeah, we're waiting for Blotshy, aka Matthew Gallardo, to announce here in a second. But meanwhile, Mikey Williams going to Minnesota. That's another.
A huge get.
That's a good get.
It's a nice get.
It's a good get. Minnesota. I expect Minnesota to look. They return. They returned a good group from that Indiana squad. So, and then they bring over Time Lord from Duke.
I mean, keeping EJ Bailey, especially, and also Kendrick Prophet, but those are key guys that Time Lord was able to keep there. And then obviously bringing Time Lord, who's an all-star. Don't sleep on Minnesota. They have, if they hit a home run here with a couple other transfers, they're looking pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah,
we got a commit from J-Rock. We've got the assassin heading to Oregon.
Ooh, J-Rock Mayhem going to Oregon. That's a big time get for the Ducks. I was a little Canes. I love Canes. Canes was great at West Virginia. Obviously, he's been in the system with Kyler, and he's learned from Kyler how to recruit a little bit. I was a little concerned with how much pieces they lost at Oregon, but getting Mayhem is a pretty big get for them.
Yeah, that's
It is.
a huge player that can just lock somebody down at the three and shoots 3-point shots like nothing. It's a
He,
huge get,
yeah.
and we were sad to have to let him go from Georgetown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
got Philbin there too. I mean, Philbin will be a solid, player to put next to Mangham.
it's true. It's
Yep.
true. Yeah, I mean, Misfit leaving, obviously, a lot of guys. Well, yeah, he
Yeah.
graduated a lot, first of all, but some other guys moved on and explored different opportunities. But I'm glad that they got J Rock out of there into the
Yep,
portal.
100%.
I don't think they're done either, so they got some room. Blot Shy announcing his decision. It looks like he's going to that's
Minnesota.
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 So Minnesota gets Gallardo, and they get who was the last one they just got to? Mikey Williams. So
Mikey
Yeah.
Williams.
Minnesota
That's-
picking up a
yeah.
couple big commitments there. But let's break down Gallardo a little bit. If you got something in front of you, Rylock, what do you got on Gallardo?
So Gallardo is an old school offensive threat. He's one of those point guards that we're still waiting to see if he can take the step to that next level and kind of hang with the elite in the point guard class. But
Right.
he's definitely gonna hurt you if you don't respect him, and he'll be a great get for Minnesota.
Yeah, definitely. What do you got stats wise on him, Kay?
Last year, coming over from Duke, 6.7 points per game, 0.5 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game, true shooting percentage at 52.9. So, pretty decent stats. A pretty balanced player. I think, on Duke, he could have got a little bit buried, underneath, Time Lord, Jonah Ritter, but maybe this will be a good opportunity for him to kind of take that next step, in a bigger role for Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to, after I get the baby to bed, I'll start typing in these rosters and filling them in so we can take a look at them in a little bit here. But a minute now till Jackson Edelman's going to announce. This is a big one. This is one I'm really excited for, guys. He had a breakout year last year at USC. So I'm excited to see where he goes. He's going to be the face of, I think he's probably going to be the face of one of these lower teams here that are looking for have a lot of cap space. So I'm excited to see where he's going to go.
Yeah, senior season for him. He got one last shot at it, but you hit it perfectly there. He's a tremendous player who could really bring one of these teams that maybe struggled last season up.
For sure. Somebody else. Oh, Emmanuel Brewer, while we're waiting for that, going to USC. So USC picks up another
Nice.
a commit this
It
time
looks
from.
like Dennis DeMenace is going to UNC also.
Okay, yeah. You have to help me monitor that other room there while we stream
Yeah,
this.
I'll keep an eye. Yep.
Dennis
Yeah.
DeMenace to where? USC?
UNC.
UNC. Yeah,
Okay.
North Carolina.
They get there.
Heba picks up. Well, look at the connections there, right? Where did
Yeah,
Heba come from?
right.
Oregon State. So did Dennis DeMenace. So
Right.
I think it's a trend we're going to see a lot. I think in transfers, especially with coaches taking new jobs, like happens in real life.
Yes.
It's going to happen now as well. So
Yeah.
big pickup
Yeah.
for them. He's an underrated guy. I talked about him. Me and Rylock did the other day, I think, and how we talked about him in Hawk Talk or something. And I'm just not as familiar with him, but I was looking at his stuff and I was like, whoa, he's going to make a difference
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, he can.
100%.
He's an inside out, right?
I
Center?
think that's the Don.
Oh, that's the Don.
DeMenace is Rylock's got the arcs up there.
Yeah, I got it here. Give me a second. DeMenace is a slashing point forward, the two-way slashing four.
Okay, nice.
So big pickup for them. Big pickup for
Yeah.
Cuba. Another roster that's got a lot of guys that graduated or left, so they got some room to make up there.
Yeah.
Waiting for Edelman here. Hasn't got back to me yet. But
Well, he's got a little bit on his window still.
yeah, he does. He does. I mean, not really, but what time is it? Oh yeah, there we go. Someone tag him in chat. Let's do this. I'm going to. Okay, I told you I was going to go and put her to bed. I'm going to go put her to bed. You guys continue the show. Let me know.
Yeah, we'll hold down the fort.
Yeah, it'll be 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. You guys take
Yep.
it over.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's see. Anyone else committed yet?
Not yet, but just lots of great moves already. Lots of teams
Yeah.
showing up with an identity.
Yeah, I know Minnesota, couple early guys there. USC, couple early guys. Like to see those teams that are all going to be on the rise. And like for Minnesota, I mean, to be in the Big Ten, which last season was the best conference in the league, they're going to need to have a big class here to really be competitive.
100%. And one thing I want to kind of hit is that not every team needs to necessarily go on a championship run. That for a
Right.
team like Minnesota, where they're in a rebuild, it might be better just to put the pieces together so that they can get everything, put a track record together, and build towards next year. Kind of
Yeah.
the Tennessee approach.
No, exactly. Build that culture. That's a lot
Yep.
of, when you're looking at these top-notch guys, they want to see a culture, that they can buy into. And so I think for Minnesota, maybe we can start to see that form a little bit here. And not just for Minnesota, for all these teams that didn't have the season 5 they wanted, season 6 recruiting is a chance to build a culture, even if it means you're not going to have a championship level roster immediately. It'll get there.
100%. We've got lots of hype all over the place. We've got Rusty for Marquette. We've got Bucket for LSU. We've got Hubba for UNC. Like, just all kinds of hype going off in the chat here.
Yeah, love to see it. Waiting on Edelman here. Then it's going to be Eric Pierre
Yep.
at 2:30. So might not get Edelman here if he doesn't
Well, we can
post it.
catch it up if we have to. Like,
We can.
we've
We can.
tagged him. We've done our best. We only
For
can
sure.
do what we can do.
Exactly. Yeah, love the logo spamming going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. Anything that gets people excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Although
Exactly.
modern day is a little outdated at this point, but we'll take it.
Former teammate Ray Johnson there.
Yep. I guess I will have to join this logo spam here.
There you go. Georgetown has like 3 logos, right?
Something like that.
I don't know
Way
how
too
you guys
many.
got so many. Yeah,
I think it was because some of them were busted and Wired just added more instead of fixing them.
sounds like Wired.
That it does. But that's one other big thing for the prospects that are tuning in. Not every team is in a place where they can hit the portal up. Some of the
Mhm.
teams are very strapped for cap, like the
Right.
Texas Tech and the Georgetown and the Tennessee.
Yeah.
So just because a team isn't active in the portal doesn't mean that they're not still going places. It means
Oh yeah.
mostly that they're bringing folks along from last year who went places.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at a lot of the teams that finished in the top third of the league last year, unless they had a huge mass exodus of guys,
Yeah.
like I know for Tennessee, for example, we didn't have room for transfers.
Right.
We're just lucky to get all blue chip freshmen. So,
Exactly.
a lot of teams out there strapped for cap, which you won't hear their name called today, but they're
Yeah.
definitely going to be hitting it up in freshman recruiting.
All right,
Mhm.
I'm back. What did we miss here? Anything? Did we get
Literally
a
nothing.
Yeah.
did we get a
We
We're
guy
about
didn't
to
out
get
get
Eric
an
Pierre, though.
Edelman. I think we move on to Eric Pierre.
Eric Pierre.
Yeah, Eric Pierre will be.
Yes.
They are the sign up times on my list are Eastern, David. So anything you see on here is Eastern time. But the calendar invite you guys got should have been in your own time zone. So we'll see there. Yeah, your calendar is Central. But yes, your calendar should be in your time zone. That makes it easy on you. Eric Pierre, you can go whenever you want. Yeah. So waiting on former teammate of mine, Kay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really Tennessee's big transfer that we lost. So
Yeah, it
interesting to
is.
see.
So
There he is.
Marquette
Eric
going to
Pierre
Marquette.
to Marquette.
Big time get for Marquette.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he is really great point guard. When you think classic point guards, you got guy, big assist numbers, and that's what he's going to give you. Led the SEC in assists last year, and he's just so active in the locker room and the league chat. That's a huge get for Rusty. I love that addition for him.
Yep.
And I think Marquette, they were kind of climbing up the ladder at the end of the season last year. I think they're ready to make that jump back up to where they were in season 4.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Eric Pierre is a guy, like I said the other day, is takes a lot of pride in his defense, and Marquette was close. They beat Georgetown. They lost to Villanova in that Big East final. So I think Pierre's a guy that can get them over the top for sure.
Yeah. He can shoot from really all over. Shot around 40% from three. Averaged around 8 points per game. But he doesn't really care too much about his scoring. He's big into his defense. He's big into his assist numbers, which is what you want for a point guard. So love that addition. Not super cap expensive.
Yeah, definitely affordable and has a chance to grow into his role.
Exactly.
Also, just again, you can't overstate just the league presence and how much that can help.
Oh yeah.
He's always up in chat, usually
Exactly.
pretty positive and build people up. So a great find for Marquette.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about that.
Sad to see him go, but good fit there.
Yeah, really big one coming up in a few minutes here with Bobby Jackson. There's another seven cap guy from a big Alabama squad who made a good run last year. So definitely a score. Someone's going to get a score here in a couple minutes. But what is so far? I mean, we've seen a lot of announcements. Anybody surprised you guys so far?
Let me look through this. I don't know if it surprises me per se. I think Josh Young staying in state to Texas, oftentimes I feel like, transfers tend to leave conference, but this is, he's able to kind of form that rivalry now with Texas Tech, since they'll be playing, this coming year.
Yeah, I think that's a really good fit for Josh Young as well. It's a team that needs him, I don't think they need him like desperately, but they need somebody to come in here and I think that's something that Texas has been missing, right? Rylock is somebody that comes in and just takes over games.
Yeah. Are we?
What are we waiting here?
I was I had a brief panic when I saw Emmanuel Blackman type, and that's a little bit later. I'm like, I want to know, but I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with the flaw in the show anyway. If they do it, they do it.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, let me get on here real quick. I'm trying to get these guys on their new rosters while we're waiting so we could take a look at some of them.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Bobby Jackson is typing.
Bobby's typing right now. That's good.
I was just laughing at Firebird and Mojo John like they have been all week.
For sure. Well, after Bobby announces here, we'll take a look at Texas roster with Josh Young on it and see what that looks like a little bit. I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty good. Bobby Jackson, though, let's see his announcement. Bobby Jackson to Arizona State. Boom. That's a big get for the Sun Devils, guys. That's a huge get for the Sun Devils. In a Pac-12 that needs desperately to be better this year, USC and Arizona State and Oregon have picked up really good pieces so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's a huge get for Julian. 13.2 points per game last year, 1.6 boards, over 3 assists per game. And his defense, he can really kind of press up and affect the game in that fashion too. So he, still has 2 years left to play, and I like that fit there. We'll see how he's able to kind of take the next step in a team that could really use his scoring and everything.
Yeah, and I think that means we have a good idea where one of the later announcements that we've got on here is going as well.
There might be. Is it an Alabama guy?
I think it is. Yes.
Well, there's 3 Alabama guys in the portal, right? So Riley Hunter, right. C.J. Mack, and Bobby Jackson. Obviously, 2 of those sound almost alike. So we'll let your minds wander a little bit. But Arizona State's getting really good. Julian's an awesome coach. Unfortunately, last year he had to step away for some time. Bo took over. ASU didn't have a great year, after the Trey Upton team there with Adrian King and all them. So, but coming back to elite company here with Michael Bryston and Bobby Jackson so far. So,
yep.
Let's see who else we got next on here. That's not what I
We
wanted.
got some Murphy March chilling going on in league chat.
Yeah, oh yeah, Jim Bob. Jim Bob's awesome. Whoever
Yeah.
lands
Jim
this
Bob
guy
awesome.
is amazing. He's coming up in about
Yep.
15 minutes, so we'll get his
Mhm.
announcement. Luigi Medici will be next. That's another big.
Yeah.
It's another big one.
Another
I'm
huge
excited to see.
land. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where he's able to go.
Let's take a look at this Texas roster real quick, and how that looks after the Josh Young signing. So, I mean, here, let me share my screen with you guys as well, real quick. Haven't done that yet.
We got it up in the stream.
Oh, okay. You might be.
I just got my own tab up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do it anyway. All right.
Good.
So yeah, we could take a look at the Josh Young signing here for Texas.
Another point forward.
Yep.
I mean, Tenpenny's a great player. When you
Yeah.
combine him with Young, I don't know if they'll bring one off the bench, if they'll start both. Got some leeway there. We'll see what they do.
And clearly Fozzie is still a stone cold killer.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got him there. Chamberlain.
Chamberlain was a big high school guy. Remember, guys? I mean, he was a huge
was.
high school prospect coming
Yeah.
out. I'd love to see him get
a
back up
step.
to where he was. Coming out. He was a top 5 prospect. So
He was.
a little bit of a. I'm not gonna say a bust. He's a freshman. He's a little bit of a downer as a top 5 freshman. But I think he's got a lot of potential. And still a lot of confidence. If you look at the positions, X-Face still trusting Chamberlain to run the show at point guard. Only one on the roster.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, at least as of now. I don't know if he's planning on, signing someone else, but definitely full trust right there.
Coach Bucket in the chat getting LSU hyped. I'm excited to see how they reload. Trigger, don't worry. That's just a. I haven't linked it yet to the bottom of your badge. I haven't brought your badges in yet. I just brought your name in, so don't worry about that. It'll all make sense soon. So yeah, we got a couple minutes here until we get the announcement from Medici. But there's still a lot of big names. Let's take a couple guesses on some of these big names. Medici is a guy that it's kind of mysterious. He's coming from Texas, right? So Texas gets a guy, and now Medici's going to announce what kind of school. I know he has some inside connections to somebody in this league, but what kind of school is going to look for a guy like Medici?
I mean, his top schools are Arizona State, West Virginia, and USC.
Oof. We might move to the Pac-12. I mean, the Pac-12 is getting really good right now. So,
yeah,
but West Virginia could be a big get for them too.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, I'm going USC.
Yeah, right. Like, what about you?
It's a team that definitely has taken a step forward from where they were last season. ASU is committed to making big moves, big splashes. USC is going under the assured regime, and so that's going to take a huge step forward as well.
Oh yeah.
Mitch is now over at Baylor doing great work, but the USC experiment was a little bit rocky, and Kyler's definitely in a place where he's trying to take that next step. Any of those teams will be a great land.
Yeah, I mean, I predicted Kyler last year having a huge offseason. I really did.
Yeah.
I knew this was coming from him. I also expect Illinois to have a massive day today. So,
Yeah.
Willie has been on the recruiting. I've seen some of his stuff
The
he's
war
doing.
path,
And he's been going crazy. Let's Luigi Medici's posting right now about where he's going to go to school next year. So we'll take a look at that.
I mean, I'm responding to Coach Tito with the damn no love for Deathridge. Deathridge is a huge get. I think he got overlooked on the Alabama list by accident, but nobody's forgetting the huge inside out from Alabama.
Nobody's forgetting. Nobody's forgetting that out there.
He's a huge player. I mean, look at it. I think he's an inside out.
He is. Yeah, Deathridge he's going to be a big get.
The disciple of Joey Cass.
He's one of the more underrated announcements today for sure.
Yeah.
Is he on the show or not?
No, he's not. But he can post whenever he wants. I'm not anybody can post during this time. So, loving the show so far, fellas. Thanks, Drop 2K, one of our new prospects.
Yep.
I love the new prospects so far. It's been really good.
Real active crew. Seems like
we have a green that is extremely active. I want to give him a shout out. That's Yeezus, and he's going to hit blue pretty quick here. So, He reminds me a lot of like a JoJo guy. But Luigi Medici going to West Virginia.
West Virginia.
So
Wow.
Coach Kyler picking up some. You can announce here, Carlos. Yeah,
That's a huge get.
but a big get for West
Man.
Virginia. That's another
Yeah,
big get.
that immediately lets him take a huge step forward. Luigi is just a guy who comes in already at the top of his game and can get stuff done for a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. That's
Active
really
in the
well
league
aware.
chat too.
Yeah, super active.
And he's
Yep.
just a nice guy in general. I've had some nice
Yeah.
conversations with him. He's just such a nice person, which
Mhm.
like that doesn't get highlighted enough. Just how many great people we have here and how great they are to have on the team. And so that's a huge get in so many different ways for West Virginia. Really excited to see for looks like his junior year.
Yeah, it's gonna be his junior year right now. Kay, I wanna talk to you. Your brother's I mean, he should have a pretty good day today with Virginia. You talked to him a little bit. How's he feeling going into this?
I've had brief conversations with him about it, and I think he missed out on some of his top guys. At least what he's told me. But he hasn't revealed any names to me, but I do think he's gonna snag some big names because he has cap, he has that coaching experience. If I were to guess, he's gonna bring over some Arkansas people. So
Yeah, I would guess that too.
Yeah.
And we talked about that earlier with coaches leaving and
mhm.
seeing how that.
Yeah,
they
I
usually a lot of times they're going to follow their coach if they liked their experience there. So
yeah, I think potentially Steve Carter, maybe J-Mac. Tilo is in the portal.
I haven't heard much from J-Mac in this since we started this transfer window, but he would be a massive get. So last year he was huge last year, right?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the best centers in the
Enormous.
league.
Lover of Tech, coach of Kansas in the chat saying Kansas is going to rock some worlds today. That's an interesting one, Rylock, right? Like we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Kansas has been the same for 4 years now. Like we've seen the
Right,
same Kansas
and
team. Now
they,
we're going to
they
see something
finally
new.
have a new regime, so they're gonna have to get some new folks in.
And he's not one to really go after the portal because he's never really had to.
Right.
So
Right.
this is kind of uncharted territory for Tech in Kansas, but
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to see. It might be one of their first
I-
transfers into Kansas. I know they had a couple in the past, but they have some cap to get a big guy.
They do. And I have
mean-
some inside scoops on at least one person they're getting, and it's a nice get for them. So
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I can guess one based on
yeah.
based on circumstances.
Yes.
I could guess one as well. I think we're all on the same page there.
I think we're all guessing the
Yep.
same person right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not Percy Cooper because it's not his name anymore, even though he puts it in there all the time.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
All right.
That was so funny.
So funny.
So who are we up to? Blackman?
Blackman is our next one up in a minute here. I know he's already in chat. Yeah, he can.
I mean,
Go
this
ahead
is
and
a
post
huge
whenever
one
someone wants to tag.
that has personal love for me. EP is a huge piece that helped us win a championship in Georgetown, and just nothing but love and respect for the man.
Yeah, EB.
He's a winner.
He's a winner. Yeah, that's a great way
He
to
is-
put it, Kay.
yeah.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
if I were
excited
to
to
describe
see.
him in one word, I would say a winner.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
to see where he goes for sure.
There we go.
There we go.
Emmanuel
Providence.
Blackman going to Providence.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
that's
No,
okay. That's my
want
biggest surprise
that.
so far. My biggest
That is
surprise
my
so far.
biggest surprise,
Staying
too.
in the Big East to
That is,
go
yeah.
to Providence.
Coming back to the Big East.
Coming back to the Big East. Sorry, yeah, he went to Iowa.
Right.
Sorry, coming
Yeah.
back to the Big East, going to Providence. What a pickup for T. Harris.
That's
He's had
huge
some big
pickup.
pickups in the last couple years. Remember when he got
Yeah.
up to no good a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and
No
we were
good was
like,
big,
"Wow, up to
yeah.
no good. That's a huge pickup." And now he's getting EB, Emmanuel Blackman, one of the top centers in the league.
That's a huge
Ah.
That's the surprise of the day so
I'm
far. I'm going to say that.
Super happy for EB in that landing place, but my God, I don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Congrats to EB.
Yeah.
Congrats to
Yeah.
Providence and T. Harris. Big time
The,
pickup.
the Big East, man, like showing out early. Marquette with some big guys. Providence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was some schools that had
Lincoln
some cap
on the
in there.
rest, but yeah,
Georgetown doesn't have a lot of caps, so I think we're going to see a lot of a
A
prospect.
lot of silence out of Georgetown.
But we're going to see it out of
We,
Tennessee too.
we're-
We're in the same
Yeah.
route, or in
Yep.
the same pool. So,
Yep.
Wired in the chat checking in. What's up? We're looking forward to that Ricky Rowe announcement later today.
Yes.
Mojo showing a little bit of love to his boy Emmanuel Blackman. Love that those guys
Yeah,
are still
for sure.
close.
Yep.
And Mojo's going to make an announcement today. I have no idea where he's going, so I'm
I have
really
a
excited.
I have a
guess,
guess.
but,
Yeah, I have a guess for where he's going to go.
Where is his top schools on there? If you guys want to bring that up.
Yeah, I think-
his top schools were posted as anywhere but UConn.
So he's going to UConn. No, I was kidding.
oh, he's going to UConn.
Basically, I don't know what happened, but Mojo and Firebird had a beef this week, and it has been kind of funny to just sit and watch and eat popcorn from the sidelines.
It's it can get that way in transfers, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it can get a little fiery at times. And seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about it on Hawk Talk. Like this could have been happening last season, right?
Yeah.
It could have been Bo Diddle going to Pitt.
Pittsburgh.
Hit.
I think we all saw that
called it.
coming. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, huge pickup for Pitt.
Yeah.
You know, we knew immediately, I think, that he was going to go there and that Pitt was going to
Yes.
be pretty dangerous.
Yes.
Given that Ray Diddle and Bo Diddle is that's a really good tandem. They're
Yep.
definitely not done yet. They also picked up Kai Williams today, which is a very underrated pickup.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
And the Diddles are never anything except exceptional. Like they do great work, and they're going to build that up however they choose to, and it'll look scary once it gets there.
Yeah, the Diddles and just
Yeah.
great people in general, like Kay was saying earlier. So love
Yeah.
having them around.
Yep.
Trying to catch up here a little bit so we can look at some of these rosters. First time doing this show. I like it. I like the.
We,
I think
yeah.
Rusty
we also
was,
got
suggested this. So
we also got Carlos de Don to LSU.
there you go. Big get for Bucket.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Bucket's a
a
guy that
big pickup.
when he came in last year as a high school player, I was excited for him, and he was active, super
Mhm.
active. And then when Dylan wanted to step away, or chose to step away, Bucket stepped up and took LSU. And I've been interested to see what he's going to do with LSU. Another one
Yeah.
that I get a little concerned when there's younger coaches and guys that haven't been here as long and don't know the community as well. But that's a good pickup for Bucket.
For sure.
it
and
is. He is good.
Go ahead, Ryla.
the fact that Dylan is still there to offer some insight and
Yes.
provide some continuity is only going to help.
It's true. Yeah, when you keep a guy that's been the coach around and you get that mentorship, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's huge. I was about to say the same thing. You know, he's returning a decent cast. You know, in terms of Brad McFadden, Roger Simmons, Dylan Tate. Dylan stays around. I think it's a recipe for success for LSU. If they can hit on a few of their people, they probably have cap room for it.
Yep.
It could be a pretty successful season.
Oh, yeah, I
100%.
definitely think it can. Jim Bob going to make his announcement here in a minute. This is going to be a fun one. He's exploded off of the scene this year, right? Like, maybe not on the court as much as in chat and just, you know, getting
Yep.
his name out there. And it's going to translate. I guarantee that.
Yes. Oh yeah. It always does.
Always does. It never fails. That's the number one thing I tell coaches is that activity translates to play on the court. Jim Bob posted a GIF. I can't see it because I'm not on the roster sheet, but
Carolina.
Wow.
North Carolina. Yep.
Okay, Jim Bob going to North Carolina. Huba with two big pickups. I actually expected Huba to do really, really well today too.
Yes.
He's been
Yeah,
around forever.
making a splash.
He's just been around for 4 seasons now. So hasn't
Yeah.
been a head coach. He's been helping out over at Oregon State and just kind of biding his time, and you know the right opportunity approached him, and he's doing a really good
But
job.
also, like, can't overlook the fact that he did manage to take a high school team to the championship.
He did. You
Right.
cannot overlook
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he figured it out in high school, and I am
Mhm.
looking forward to
For sure.
what he's able to do at UNC. I'm throwing this out there right now. The ACC is going to be the best conference.
It's going to be really
It's-
good.
It's gonna be a bloodbath, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my sources tell me that it might be possible that Jim Bob picked up a assistant head coaching position there. So
Oh wow.
we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Bob is definitely somebody that should go into coaching. He's got a good knack
Yes.
at recruiting, and he's going to be fantastic in that area. So
Yep.
he's one of those ones for sure. But you know, yeah, Huba's path is just a little different than a lot of people's, right? A lot of people come in one season and be like, I want to be a coach, and they do a really good job. But
Right.
Yeah.
Huba's been around. Kay, you kind of
Right.
took a little, I mean, like a year or two, also, and getting to know the community, and Huba knows pretty much everybody in here now, so that's huge for him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's huge. You can't be stated how important that is, to have a standing in the community, have people get to know you, respect you. He did a lot of work at Oregon State. I think he did a lot of game planning and stuff there. So I think he's about as ready as you can be
Yeah, no,
to fill that role. And so he has some work to do. UNC lost a lot of people, but I definitely think he can get there either this season or next year. They'll be top of that ACC, if not the top. But yeah, it's gonna be cool to see who else he's able to land.
yeah, I think
Yep.
we just saw Walter Mellon commit to Pittsburgh.
Pitt. Yep.
Okay.
Walter Mellon's another guy. I think he's right. He's not. He's like kind of like he's reminds me of Jim Bob a lot. I think he's going to get more active.
Mhm.
He's a guy, Rylock, that I think we've talked about guys that change teams and all of a sudden get really active. I think Walter Mellon might be one of those guys.
Yeah. It's definitely a possibility. He's in a place where he could take a big step forward and definitely contribute big for the Diddle regime.
So who we got up
Yeah.
next here? I'm filling in these rosters. I'm catching up.
Guillermo Ochoa.
Guillermo Ochoa, 2 minutes. He's
We've
already
got
ready.
the person who left LSU,
Yeah.
and definitely going to be a big pickup. Another big name
As a
that comes
sophomore,
with some
so
coaching experience. Yeah.
yeah, only a sophomore, so he's got 3 years left.
Yeah, telling you the SEC though. Looking to see who people are able to bring in because a
That's
lot
true.
of names are leaving.
Yeah.
Really across the board. Yeah, 5 new coaches.
That's very true.
I
So
think right now the SEC is probably the ones we've heard the least from, which
yeah,
doesn't mean much because there's still a lot of time. But we've had a lot of ACC splashes, some Big East splashes, and just a lot in the Pac-12, and the SEC's been fairly quiet so far.
which is surprising to me because really I think every team except for Tennessee has a lot of room to work with. So definitely a lot of names out there.
Yep.
Don't want to jump the gun, but I'm keeping an eye on that as you kind of keep going through these names and they keep picking, Big East, ACC, Pac-12. That's kind of where the focus has been so far.
Well, I will tell you, I think that my biggest concern might have been Alabama reloading, but I think JoJo's a really good coach, and I think he's got something up his sleeve today. We're going to see somebody
Yeah.
land there.
Yes.
The quiet is not always a bad thing, but there are a lot of names going off, but still a ton of names that are still there that can make a really big difference. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah, no, I agree with that. I think the SEC has some work to do
They do.
on paper right now, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, we still got Braylon Banks and Bolton and David Ware
Yeah.
and Ricky Rowe, and we got some big names. So
Yeah, and it just takes one of them to make a huge splash. If one of those teams lands Mojo, boom, instantly,
Yep.
a contender. So
yeah, for sure. Jathan, that's his Xander Evans going
Xander
to
Evans.
LSU.
here we go. As we're
That's
talking
another
about
big
it,
get. Yep.
Good pickup for LSU. I think we're time here for Ochoa. So Guillermo Ochoa going to Illinois. So
like
Illinois is
it.
going to have
Illini,
Ochoa and
yep.
Willie Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
That's a hell of a 1-2 punch.
yeah, the front court man. That's great.
that
Mhm.
is great. What did David? Kind of odd. I just had DoorDash deliver this. Recruitment open again. Is David Ware having last minute thoughts here and changing his
I
mind?
mean,
Maybe.
this is where it will be theatrics up to the end. I'm pretty sure that none of the teams that he's actually posted as his top schools were in the running, unless they were, because that's the way he can screw with us most.
That's true. He can.
He's just
Yeah,
smoke
like-
screen in this whole process, man.
Yeah.
He is.
I've
And
given up
he's
trying
always
to figure
done it.
out where he's going.
He's always
Yeah.
been that
Yep.
way, which I like it, but at the same time,
I
I'm
do.
like,
Yeah.
don't confuse me. Let me know. No, I like a
Right.
little bit of mystery.
I think that I've managed to piece together the puzzles, but it's not my place to blow it open. So I'll just wait and tell you if I'm right or not.
Yeah.
All right.
We got We got Abraham Slash going to Louisville. That one was
That's a big
posted
pickup
in
for the
transfer
Bill.
commitments. So good,
He stays with his coach.
close
Yeah,
friend
exactly.
of Misfit too. So
Yep.
could have guessed that one, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
big pickup for them. We're gonna see the Slasher Glades combo again over in Louisville. So big pickup for them. Let's see, Illinois with that commitment from Ochoa now has 3 centers on the roster. I don't.
Who's the third?
Ryder Chisholm has a rim protector over there. Their assistant coach. So I don't hate that. I mean, I've seen teams with a lot of size be able to do some cool stuff. Ochoa is the X factor there a little bit, I think, because he's that versatile. So he could play the 4 or the 5, I think.
I think Ochoa has to play the 4. I don't think Willie DB.
No,
I
think he can, but I don't think it's
optimal. What kind
optimal.
of training regime he's been at this off season.
It's true. I mean, it's also you're an art change away from figuring it out. So I'm not too worried about
regime.
Training regime.
Yeah.
All right. We could take a look at some of these rosters now. I've got a decent amount of them up. But let's take a look at Arizona State. Wait, I didn't get the second Arizona State. Who was that? That was they didn't post it in there.
It was Bobby Jackson.
Bobby Jackson. There we go.
Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, add him real quick.
Yeah, this is turning into a nice little transfer for Arizona State.
Yeah, I expected it to be, honestly. I expected Arizona State to make a. Julian came back. And when he came back, he got really active, and he did a good job when he was there. I mean, he landed Trey Upton. So
Trey Upton, he had
Adrian King.
Adrian King. Who's the third one? They had 3.
Reed. Yeah. I mean, he landed some dudes when he was there. So
yeah.
I'm definitely not surprised. Let's take a look. We got a couple minutes until I think Dynamite is next on the chat. Yeah, Dynamite from Arkansas. But let's take a look at Arizona State's roster as it stands with those 2 additions. Julian Alexander's still there. Bo Iverson's still there. And then you add the 6 and 7 caps in Bryson and Jackson. That gives your whole program an overhaul right now.
Right.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
They went from an anemic roster to a couple pieces away from contention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's still time for them to have those pieces today.
Absolutely.
I think what I want to see Arizona State do is go out there and get a center or a power forward, because their whole roster right now is backcourt players. I want to see them get a top-notch interior player, and then I think they're right there.
Yeah, well, let me ask you guys in chat, in Twitch chat, and if you guys can hear me in Twitch chat, I don't know how many people are watching both. Who stands out so far? I see in here ASU sticks out. West Virginia is doing really well. Pitt, UNC, and Texas, people are saying. So what about you guys? Who stands out so far as the biggest get through this first pretty much hour in recruiting?
I got to say Arizona State, I think.
Yeah.
Arizona State, and I got to go back through the list here.
I think Pitt's been good, right? I mean, West Virginia's
been up
good.
there too.
Pitt's been good. It's hard to. I already had Diddle over there in my head, so UNC's done good for sure.
Yes.
West Virginia.
Virginia has 2 big picks.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
Medici one is that the Medici get is enormous there.
I'm still reeling though, honestly, just from the EB pickup. Like the addition of EB to Providence lets them do something they haven't been able to do on a defensive standpoint.
Yeah.
And that coach has always been committed to defense in a huge way. So I think that it's one big splash, but it feels super impactful to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Dynamite just committed to Arizona State.
Wow. So ASU gets another one, Dynamite.
And there's a front court player.
And that's another guy. That's another guy that I want to talk about with being. Sorry, you guys see my DM with Carr there. He's announcing at 3:55 Eastern, so pretty much pretty much here at the end of the show. So Dynamite's another guy I think if he goes to an active locker room. Not that Arkansas wasn't active. I think that he was just a little overshadowed there. So I think if he goes and gets a little more, a better fit, I'll say that. If he gets a better fit, I think he becomes a little more active as well.
Definitely has the opportunity to take a big step forward.
Yeah. Man, Arizona State,
Yeah,
They're showing out right now.
yeah, that's their third pickup of the day already.
And I don't think they're done yet.
I don't
Yeah.
think so either.
I don't know how much cap room they have to really work around bigger name guys, but
Yeah,
we'll
We'll
see.
find out now, won't
We'll
we?
find out.
we will find
Yeah.
out. The next one to announce will be Braylon Banks at
Or-
305.
This is
Did we get Ochoa yet, or is he ahead still?
We did. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got Ochoa.
Illinois.
He's to Illinois. So
Oh yeah, he went to Illinois. That's right.
yeah, so
Right.
we have
that's it. Yeah,
Braylon Banks is arguably the biggest announcement today. I mean, he's up there with
I think
with
he
a
is.
few of them.
I would say
Yeah.
he's.
Well,
think
Him and Mojo, I think, and Riley are up there as
It-
my top three
I
for
would
sure.
say
Ware.
Ware and Josh Young deserve to be in that
Both of them do.
conversation.
Yeah,
too.
as I said, I think
Yeah.
there's 5 guys that I would put up there,
Yeah.
and but this is one of them coming up right now. So
Yep.
let's take a look
Yeah.
while we're waiting for Braylon Banks to hop in here. Let's take a look at the West Virginia roster so far through recruiting.
Hold up.
I'm missing one. I think someone just committed there, right? No, maybe not. If I am, you guys could tell me. But Kyler Smith.
Nope, you've got Black and
There you go.
Medici.
So Kyler Smith, yeah, add Dawson Black and Medici. That's 13 points of cap or 12 points of cap right there. You add in those two guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big time gets. Definitely needed it. I mean, they didn't have a small forward.
Yeah.
Dawson Black was a guy that you guys leaned on or tried to lean on. You were telling me a lot at Georgetown.
Yeah.
What can he bring to a team?
Well, he's definitely a player that comes in and needs to just put a little bit together to be the complete package. He's already dangerous. It's just gonna get more as he grows into it, since he's just a sophomore now.
Shane Knox going to Duke.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Just saw that.
I mean,
we said
yeah,
that. I
that-
think we
that-
said it the other day, but
Yeah.
regardless, I mean, huge big pickup for Duke.
Yeah.
Legion.
Big.
Hey,
Legion's another guy, right? Like Huba. Like
Mhm.
the ACC's getting
Right.
some good coaches in there.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard
And-
anything from Duke yet today. So this is their first pickup. I could see them making a run here with maybe 2 or 3 in a row of guys that are
Yeah.
named play because they only have 3 rostered players right now. So
I think they
Yeah.
with Shane they have 3.
Three.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that's 3. Yeah,
yeah,
They have
I know
lots of
that
room to make
Legion
splash.
was on vacation this week, so a little tough for him to recruit. But
that's tough timing.
it is tough timing. It's always tough. But
But you can be on your phone at Disneyland. That's fine.
you can.
That's
The
true.
lines are so
That's
long
true.
that you can recruit, and he's got a good relationship with Shane, and
Yeah.
that's a big pickup for them. I mean, they get so they have 3 roster players, right? They have 2 centers and a power forward, so they need to get good at guard pretty quick here, or they're just going to be standing 4 5 towers out there. It's not
I mean,
a terrible thing,
there's
but
something to be said for 5 towers.
That's true.
towers.
I mean, we run a really big lineup.
Yeah,
at
That's Tennessee. We're 5 towers.
We
Yeah.
run a
Yeah.
really big lineup, and it's hurt us at times, but I think it's been pretty good. But
Yeah.
Legion's going to pull in some dudes here. I have no doubt.
For sure. Also, I mean, the 5 towers mentality is pretty much what Michigan built their championship on.
It
Telling you,
is.
man, height is so crucial.
Yeah.
I love how this league is like gone from like meta to meta, and the inside out was like this huge thing, and it still is. But
Yeah.
now we got new arcs, and people started playing 2
Mhm.
bigs, and I forgot who. I mean, Kentucky was one of the first to do that. Kansas played 2 bigs, and it
Yeah.
kind of adapted to a 2 big league, and now we're still seeing bigs, but it's not the 2 center look anymore. We're now with the new arcs, the power forwards have been really good.
Yeah.
And some of these power
Same.
forwards playing down at the 3. Let's check out Braylon
Mhm.
Banks real quick, because he just announced Braylon Banks going to Kansas. Wow.
Kansas. Holy moly.
Well,
God.
there's the shocker right there. I mean, Tech is
Yeah.
Wow,
Tech said
holy.
Kansas. He did say Kansas was going to make some noise today, and I don't think
Yeah.
there's any bigger noise than going to get
Yeah.
Braylon Banks the 4th.
Right.
Man,
I
mean, yeah, you look at this team now, and I know they're gonna get someone else later.
Yeah.
And they are gonna be a top 5 team.
Oh
like
my
I'm telling
gosh,
you
they
right
just
now.
reloaded in one. I mean, they just took the first step to absolutely reloading and getting back to where they were. So,
Right.
right, like what does this do for Kansas and Braylon Banks here?
I mean, that is an immediate replacement for Brock Lee.
Immediate.
So they have to work through the growing pains of how that'll work, because BB Quattro is used to being the star on a Sparty team, and Brock Lee is used to being the heart of the Kansas bench. But Tech is one of the savviest coaches in the league and will definitely be able to navigate and game plan and work through it. So all of a sudden it hurts a lot.
One of the biggest,
Yeah.
one of the longest tenured coaches too, right? I mean, he's been here
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
I think the only coaches that have been here longer is Ted, maybe. Ted's been here 5 seasons. He's been here every season. Tech came in season 2 as a coach. So, yeah, I mean, oof.
And
Tech's doing it.
I mean, yeah, because you'll
Yeah.
get Tech's next player, and
I
if some of those other guys come back who were
Yeah.
seniors, I mean, you're looking at a team right now that could potentially be the best team in the league coming out of recruiting.
that went from shock into like, well, that is the biggest surprise, and I don't really see us getting past it.
Yeah.
I don't, unless Mojo blows me away later today, at least on this show, I
Yeah.
don't think we're getting past that.
I mean, the only thing I could think of that would surprise me more is Mojo going to Kansas at this point.
That would
Like,
be absolutely insane.
If he goes
Right.
there, I think we all give up on season 6 and just
Yeah.
start going for season 7 and just
Right.
accept the defeat.
yeah.
Well, like, I mean,
I-
Tech had a chance to reload. I mean, if he goes and gets all these seniors and makes another run this year, he's going to have
That
some
gives
work to
him-
do again next year. But I mean, like
Yep.
you said,
Right.
Tech savvy, and he's going to do it every year. And it looks like he wants to keep that Kansas tradition up. So
I am frightened, and
I'm glad I'm not in the Big 12. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was about to say that. At least I'm not gonna have to play him. So.
unfortunately, we set up to play Kansas in the opener, so
Oh,
that's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt.
Franz Fernando. You can't. He's transferring right now. That's funny. Let's take a look at some of these rosters here. Let's go to USC. USC's got a couple big commitments today as well. Nick Brummer and Emmanuel Brewer to start. They didn't have. I mean, they had 5 guys on the roster already. He's still got some space though. You look at the cap at 24 right now for USC. He's still got 14 points to work for. Obviously, his guys coming in as new recruits, so that gives him 26. He could go land 2 huge commits right now.
I think he needs to, because I look at that roster and I see some guys that are all decent players, but I don't see a superstar. And you need to have one of those players if you want to compete in that conference. So if you got some guys who definitely could fill that role, I don't know if they will. I like some of those names.
Well, I think with
But,
Davidson lands here, I think he's going to be a really good player as a freshman. Not sure, but yeah,
Yes.
I think you got to go land like an experienced guy, maybe a senior
I think-
right now.
I mean, looking at that roster, I think Mojo would be a perfect fit. I don't know if that's where
fit.
he's going to
They
land.
need a point guard,
but
they need a point
They
guard.
need a point guard. He's the point guard there, and he could just, take over. So I think Mojo to USC would be great. We'll see. I think CJ Mack to USC could also fit really well.
I think that Lover of Tech has demoralized Ricky Vance.
Yeah, I mean, there's some point guards out there. Duke Derringer's a guy that
Yeah.
could help them. Zach Kelso's a guy that
Yeah.
can come in and help them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to
but
look
they
for
need
this-
to get one of those guys.
They need to land somebody. Yeah, I mean, they do. I mean, Kai Williams transferred out. That hurts them a little bit. Bryson's off the board. McCall's about to announce now. I don't see him going there.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, I think you got to go land Mojo, Duke Derringer, or whoever, Zach Kelso, I think, here.
Yeah. McCall isn't the
Unless you
isn't
got-
the
unless-
right profile. He's a guy who's still developing, and
Yeah.
you're right. They need somebody who can do it today and let
It doesn't fit
let the
this
guy
right
on
now.
their bench develop. Yeah.
Yeah, McCall's a guy that needs to go to a team that can win right now already. That's not going to be, rely on him to do too much, I don't think. So, going to a team like a Georgetown or a Tennessee or, we're not going to get him, obviously, or you guys aren't going to get him. But
Right.
a team like that where they're ready to win, they're not going to rely on him too much, but he still brings something to the table.
Yeah.
McCall's top 3 is Arizona State, UConn, and UCLA.
UConn, see, this is the thing. So all 3 of those, Arizona State makes the most sense for me right now because I think the roster construction so
Is
far.
most competitive.
But
right.
they already have 2 point guards on the roster, so I don't see
I
him
don't think
going
he
there.
goes there. I think UConn, if I were to predict it, I would say McCall goes to UConn.
Yeah,
because they
UConn's got to
literally
land
have-
a huge guy today too. They really
Yeah.
do.
UConn's been quiet.
Yeah,
I like that we've got Dewar yanking our chains again. He's
Going to
committed as
UAB.
a dragon this time.
Yeah, well, we can expect that throughout this entire show. Where is McCall? What's his Discord name?
You're asking
Prodigy.
the wrong dude.
Prodigy.
I don't know how you know that.
Prodigy.
I don't know how you know that.
Prodigy. 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 Prodigy.
My brain stores
McCall to
these
A.
things whether I wanted to or not.
Oh, he's going to ASU. So he announced in the other chat. Got it. So going to ASU. So
Wow.
they pick up three point guards now. Not a bad thing. He's a junior, I think, now. So go ahead.
I think he's only a sophomore.
Is he? Oh yeah, he's got the new player now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 3-point guards is interesting. Hey, McCall's a great player. He's active. I think Julian needs to figure out how that's going to work, though, because
I think the thing is that McCall is in the penny, so it's definitely tall enough to play at the shooting guard.
Yeah.
He,
I could
he
see
might
maybe an arc
just
change
be,
happening.
well, I mean, I think McCall already has arc changed into something
Okay.
that'll work at shooting
Okay.
guard.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
got that 6'7" slashing.
Is he the 6'7", the penny?
Yeah.
6'7". Okay.
Yeah. So
I can see that working.
Yeah, he could play the 2 for sure. You know,
Yeah.
they got Julian Alexander out there with the 2. They need some. They're the opposite right now, Duke. They need some bigs. But
Need some bigs.
but yeah, they got 2 shooting guards and 3-point guards on the roster right now. So look for ASU to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And, get
And
outside.
I think
and
Julian's going to figure it out. I'm sure he has a vision. Will be interesting to see because to be honest, I can't remember a team that ran 3-point guards. So this will be something new to watch, and it definitely could work
Oregon
out.
State, did they have 3 last year? Or
They might have.
when Reed was there, I think they had 3. I'm not.
They had 3?
I think they did.
The thing is that Julian has always been very good with the bottom half, the backcourt stuff, because like Trey upped at XR3, it's all been a lot of just the small guys who can shoot and burn you, or slash and burn you.
Right.
That's
However
true.
they do it, they're gonna kill you.
Well, the meta's got to change eventually, right? Like,
Right.
it's got to shift back. It's going to. It's just the nature of any league or sport or any competition. Like, it's going
Yes.
to go from one end to the other. And I think Arizona State might be trying to change it back to a running game and getting guys out and, you know, maybe running a Rockets kind of book and, you know, just going.
Yeah. Well, and especially in this kind of, balance in the league when a lot of teams are going big, a team that can really get out and run and go small could be extremely effective, because they're just so different from the most of the league. So,
Yeah. How about this one? UConn goes and gets Jeremiah Dudley right now. Dudley
That's
he's
big.
Underrated. He's a 6 cap guy.
He
I mean,
is.
he's underrated here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that get there for UConn.
It's
Dudley
an under the radar
never
pick
gets talked
it's an
about.
under the radar go get for Firebird, honestly. To
Yeah.
go get
Yeah.
Dudley, who's probably flying under people's radars.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So
That
Yeah, I mean-
that immediately makes UConn a little bit more something.
yeah, they can go land another big and fill that roster up a little bit. A big get.
Dudley averaged just under 10 points per game last season. Never gets talked about, but he put together a good year. So
starter for that Oklahoma State team who made a deep
Yeah.
run a couple years ago, and as a freshman he was great. So
right.
Yeah.
no, it's a huge.
It's just gonna be if UConn can put together a couple of acquisitions here, so
Mhm.
that they have some horses, we can see what they
Right.
can actually do.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think if UConn can go out there and land one of these big names out there, like
Yeah.
maybe Ricky Rowe, Kelso, Mack, where they can get one of these guys, they can really start to kind of form that, foundation.
Yeah, they definitely were flirting with Ware throughout the week. So
Were they?
I mean,
think
Ware was
that's a
on the
good
top
fit.
5 list, but we know what that means.
Yeah, we know what that means.
I mean,
Where has a top 36 list right now? So
UConn does
I-
have 2 small forwards.
with
Firebird and
Phe-
Hammy Sammy.
with Phoenix and Hammy
Yeah.
Sammy, yeah. So who's up now? I think
Carter.
Steve Carter, yeah, that's a big one. So we'll see if he's in chat. Someone wants to tag him in chat and let him know he can go. We'll keep taking a look at some of these.
I got it. I think that's him.
Oh, there. He should be in here soon. Yeah, that's him. Oh, Max Fowler getting announced
Fowler.
right now. Well,
Boom. Okay.
he's going to UConn.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there's your
I like that.
big get.
There we go.
Yeah.
UConn's making their run.
There's your big get
Um,
for UConn right there, Max Fowler.
Yep.
To Carter, to Virginia.
Carter to Virginia. I think we saw that coming, but nonetheless, huge
Yep.
for Gordo to get
Yeah.
him.
For sure.
That's
It's never a
and,
given,
yeah.
right? Like we always expect it,
Right.
but it's never a given.
Yep.
So to see
Yeah.
that come through, it's got to be a deep breath for a couple guys, including Gordo
Yeah.
and
Deep breath for Gordo.
Yeah.
Carter can really light it up. I mean, they beat us
Yeah.
in the tournament, and I think he hit maybe 4 or 5 threes, and just doesn't miss. So I like that get a lot for Virginia. They're another team that still has a lot of work to do.
yeah.
But nevertheless, there's some big names out there. If he can land a couple of those, they're gonna be right up there.
Yeah, break down for me, Kay, the stats on Carter last year at Arkansas. I know he arc changed. He was a mid-range finisher. Now he's changed. So, but yeah, let me know what he did there.
Yeah, let's see. 11.3 points per game, 2.8 boards, 2.2 assists, shot around 56%. Couple steals here and there. So all around, very solid numbers. And that's on a team that really relied on their front court. You know, most of their offense kind of ran through J-Mac and Tyler Cross. So you look at a team now that doesn't have those guys, or at least not right now. They don't have Mac or anyone like that. So I think if UVA right now would be more centered around their guards. So he could definitely have a huge junior year along with Bueller.
Yeah, for sure. Next up is going to be Bolton. He says he's going to become a Peacock right now, but obviously can't do that. That'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
Bolton's another very underrated guy right now, so he's under the radar from Ohio State. I'm excited to see where he goes. He's going to make a big difference for any team that he goes to. His announcement's coming up in a couple minutes here. Let's take a look at a couple more of these teams here. And maybe let's go to – why didn't this come up here? Let's go to UNC real quick. See Dennis the Menace and well, that's the only pickup. No, they had somebody else, right?
UNC.
Yeah, who else did they pick up? I'm missing somebody on there.
Jim Bob.
Jim
There you
Bob.
go, Jim Bob. So I got to add him to there. But, so we'll come back to them in a second. Big pickup for UNC's getting good.
UConn, though, I mean, back to the Max
go
Fowler
ahead.
kit.
Go
We were just kind of talking about that, but I mean, this gives UConn, like, they're starting to pan out a decent starting lineup here. When you look at Firebird, Max Fowler, Jeremiah Dudley, they still have cap to work with. So I'm starting to like the look there for a UConn team that got some veteran guys in that locker room now.
Yeah, struggled last year for sure. I like I mean, they haven't put together a starting lineup fully yet, but what they have, the pieces,
They're getting there. They're getting
Yeah.
there.
the pieces that they
We
have
got,
right now
uh,
is good.
Yeah.
We got Bolton in the chat here.
Yeah, Bolton can go whenever he wants. I'll go back to
Bolton's underrated, man.
it's
Yeah.
it's a really good
I'm
announcement
looking
here.
forward to seeing where he goes.
Yeah, we got the
but-
announcements that were like, oh, these are top guys. Bolton's a top guy. He's just underrated. But I
Yes.
think he's one of those breakout candidates this year. I think he's going to wherever he goes. I think, well, maybe not wherever, but there's some places he can go that's really going to make a name for Joshua Bolton.
I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to find his top schools here. Oregon, Illinois, Providence.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If he goes to Oregon, he immediately becomes
Yeah.
a
And
household
Illinois.
name,
And Providence.
and Providence
like-
and Illinois.
Yeah.
He's going
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
he's going to
he's
make
in
a
a great
difference.
position. Like,
He is in a good position.
yeah.
I'm gonna predict he goes to Illinois. I think he goes there.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes.
I am. I will admit to fingers crossed, not Providence.
Oh man, if he goes to Providence, Providence
He was
gets.
a proud, yeah.
I think Providence. The Big East has always been so tough. So right, so
Yeah.
getting a guy like Bolton would be fantastic for them. But
There we go.
to Oregon,
Oregon.
it's a great
Man.
pick. What a
You
get
could get.
what a
huge-
get
I
for
like that.
Canes.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and who else did Oregon get earlier?
They picked. Let me go to their roster real quick. Oregon picked up. Where are they on my thing?
Mayhem.
They picked up.
Yeah.
Mangum
J-Rock.
earlier.
Mayhem.
so-
Yeah, that's a couple big names now.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Two really
That'll
big
be a
ones.
really interesting pair. Like, either one of them's gonna play out of position, or they just have to. They have to work out who's going to kill someone off the bench.
Well, I think
What's Bolton's arc?
he's a slasher, right?
He's a slasher.
So,
Yeah.
Mangum's
Okay.
more of a shooter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He
So
is.
you could kind of intertween those things for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I think you play Bolton down at the 2 and just wreck people.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do it, and you got Parks coming off the possibly coming off
Yeah.
the bench as a 3-and-D. Possibly he'd be out there. I do like starting 3-and-D arcs.
I do.
But Mangum is
Yeah.
also a 3-and-D who's a little bit better right now than
Yep.
Parks. So I do love what Oregon's doing right now. I'm gonna refresh their roster
Yes.
real quick so we can take a look at it.
Yeah.
Apparently Riley is sandbagging and saying that he's gonna declare for the draft instead.
Yeah. I don't believe anything Riley says.
No,
No.
never.
I love Riley. I'm glad he's out of the SEC. Hopefully,
Yes. No, I mean,
he
I
gave
am.
me nightmares last year, man.
Uh-huh.
I'm just happy that I'm not gonna have to play guys like BB4 and
Yeah.
Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, everybody that goes out of conference right now, I'm like, yes, let's go.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Yep.
But
They're all leaving and don't come back.
it does hurt. It does hurt your possibly strength of schedule too if you're not playing against
Yeah.
great teams.
Right.
So
Well, we
mean,
got some tough teams. out
Our
of
non-conference is really good. Let's take a look at Oregon's roster real quick. Parks, Kolakovic, and Philbin, obviously there before transfers, and they go pick up J-Rock Mangum and Bolton.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah, that's two
Yeah.
really, really good pieces there. Obviously, I think they
Yep.
need a big here, but curious to see. Maybe they just go get one in recruiting, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a
They
big.
also need a point guard. I think like if Mojo, I don't know. Obviously, we keep bringing his name up there, but I mean Mojo, that's another spot for him. I would like a lot.
Well, they got 5 spots
You know?
left with 14 caps, so they can go get
Yeah.
they can afford another big guys here. So
They can.
yeah, definitely. Riley, you can go if you want. Yeah, for sure. I don't care if you want to go.
You can go as long as it's not the SEC.
As long, or if you want to come to Tennessee, you can come. No, just kidding. Sorry, I
Or
can't do that.
or
I'm not an
That was-
assistant. I'm not an assistant.
Wired wouldn't let me cut Farmer to pick up Ware, so
So unfortunate.
Kels, hold on.
we're at Tilo, then the artist formerly known as Percy Cooper. Got a ways left.
Yeah. So we got
Sorry, I
Tilo
got some
next.
messages in there.
Yep.
Is he at 325? I assume
Yeah,
so.
Tilo would be in 2 minutes here.
Yep.
Bobby Jackson said he almost went to LSU.
That would have been big.
That would have been yeah.
Bobby Jackson almost went to LSU. That would have been very good. For
I'm still waiting to hear a big name for some of these SEC schools.
Yeah. Florida's been quiet so far.
Florida's been really quiet. Bama's been really quiet.
Arkansas, the T-Cross experience.
he's in chat right now too. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I mean he's gonna be fine. Let's see. Let me look at a couple of before Tilo gets in here. Guys that have not declared yet or announced yet that are up there. Riley Hunter, CJ Mack, David Ware, Tyler Deathridge, J Mack, Mojo Rising, Ricky Rowe, Zach Kelso,
Duke.
Jim Carr.
Riley to Duke.
Wow.
Oh, he actually did it.
All of a sudden, man, that's
That's all of a sudden a very stacked squad.
yeah. Shane Knox. I mean,
I mean, they're
this
still very
front
big.
court-
Yeah.
Two power
Man.
forwards, 2 centers.
but their front court though has got to be now one of the better ones in the league. You look at who
Yeah.
they
It's
have.
Gotta be.
And
I
that's-
mean, obviously,
Immediately.
I have to
Yep.
go look back at everybody's front courts, but yeah, just by looking at it, they definitely got to be up there.
It passes the eye test for sure.
It does. And looking across the ACC, none of the other front courts are amazing. Like I think, like I look at Louisville for example, and they got a lot of guards. Virginia a lot of guards, so that could be a strength for them in conference. You know.
Yeah. The Miami is also generally like a lot less scary without Gus back there anchoring them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is who we got? We got Tilo right now. Let me tag Taz in here. So Duke gets who just announced? Mojo's going to
Mojo.
Duke. Holy
Wow.
sh-
Oh. Oh man.
Are Duke the new favorite?
Yeah.
Wow.
well, no,
I wouldn't
so-
go that far. I would not go that far.
I would say right now that it feels like Duke and Kansas are both like out in the lead for the transfer portal.
I am shocked. I really am. Holy moly.
That is a
That's
big seismic change over there in the
and
ACC.
the thing, like Legion, you knew Legion when he took over Duke.
Yeah.
You know, a storied program. Legion is so well liked and well known in the league. You knew he was going to bring people in.
Oh
and
my gosh.
man, did he hit a home run.
And I mean, so their landscape now, as I'm looking at it, they have 5 spots left with 11 cap left. Probably done on the superstar front, but they can go get a couple
Yes.
more
Unless
guys to
they're
fill
not.
here, unless they're not. But roster construction is pretty important. If you go get another 6 here, put you at 33.
You're stuck with greens.
You'd be stuck with
Yeah.
at least 1 green. So I see them maybe picking up a 3 or 4 and then being done until recruiting. But they got some nice recruiting pitches right now at Duke.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place you want to be. Like I said earlier, the ACC, called it before. It's going to be the best conference this year, and I mean, Duke is now a contender. You look at Miami; they're always a contender. Louisville bringing in some big names. I could see them doing great under Misfit. Syracuse bringing back a lot of guys like Lockhart and Banks. UNC hitting it hard. Virginia hitting it hard. You know, we'll see who else they're able to pull in. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's tough.
let's take a look at Duke's roster real quick as it stands after Mojo signing, and I mean it's as good as it gets. I mean you still need another guard in here to make a starting lineup, but you could definitely play Lewis at the 3 as that power point forward, and you can actually play Hunter at the 3 too. So he's going to have some room to be versatile with these lineups. He's got a rim protector and an inside out at the center.
Is your math right?
My math is right, yes.
Okay.
Because I have the master sheet and it does the math for me, so I don't have to.
Excellent. That's
I made it easy this year. I don't have to do any math for myself.
From my sources, I think they still have a big land coming. So
Yeah, I mean
Duke?
they could definitely get one. I mean, if I'm gonna go look at the portal as it's open, let me see if I can find at 27 right now, right?
For Duke?
Yeah, 27 for Duke. 5
Nah,
more.
they still need 5 spots. They're
Yeah,
not
they need
gonna
5
get
spots.
in.
I mean, I think the most they go is a 4 here. If they get
that would
another
make
one.
sense. Yeah, but like also
But it still
they
could be
might
a good
just make
4.
a splash.
They
Yeah.
could, or yeah, they could. I mean, listen, teams have won with Green before. It's not out of the
Yeah.
question.
Yep.
So they definitely can. But I mean, there's some guys in that range. Elijah Frazee is a guy that can shoot the ball a little bit.
Sure.
They can go get. Let me see who else is on here. At the
I do.
Wyatt
do think
Harris is a
that-
national
that
champion from Michigan. Go ahead.
Kyler has a good point though, and somebody needs to go check on C-Web and make sure that his heart's okay.
I think.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And Connor too, to be honest.
Yeah, Connor. I mean, Miami's going to have some competition now. Low to Providence. T-Low
Go to
going
Providence.
to Providence.
Okay.
So Providence gets
Oof.
that's another great pickup. I mean,
Yeah.
Providence likes their defenders. Let's be honest.
Yep.
I mean, they get a
Yeah.
defender every year.
Yep.
And this year it's T-Low, and he's another lockdown for this squad.
Yep. I gotta say, I'm surprised he didn't go to Virginia. I thought that's where he would end up.
I did as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
But I think his top schools, I don't think he had Virginia on there.
I think he did.
Did he? Okay.
I think it was Arkansas, Virginia, and Providence,
Well,
if I remember correctly.
congrats to Taz.
But I mean, yeah, he's a guy, 7.3 points per game last year. I think he's more, like his value really comes in his defense because he's such a
Yes.
good defender.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he definitely can score. He can shoot outside. He can pass the ball. Man, Providence starting to load up.
Well, here's an SEC pickup. Kentucky picks up Jordan Maxwell, center. So pretty good pickup for them.
That's,
He's former
From Michigan,
former
yeah.
Michigan player. Yeah.
That's a big get.
Yeah, it's a big get.
Yep.
I mean, he's a 5 capper, so it's an underrated pickup for them. And listen, these guys that
Yeah.
have 5 caps can come out and they can show out when they're on the right squad. So
Especially from a position like center,
Right.
it is a lot bigger, a lot easier at that position to make a splash at some of the lower overall.
yeah, and UK going through a little transition with Ant coming in as a coach now. Wired
Right.
stepping down this year. They lose Ricky Rowe. They lose Duke Derringer. So, but they still got a squad over there.
Yeah.
Ant Thomas, Marcus
Yeah.
Carter, Lyle Wiersma, Savage. Like, this is
Yeah.
still a very good team. That's at a 31
think-
cap, though.
yeah.
So they got to manage it a little bit, but they can go get some. I think they're done in transfers, to be honest. But the story franchise, the history of Kentucky, they're going to be able to get some guys.
Yeah.
They'll be good. Yeah.
We've got a hint as to what the next announcement might be in chat.
Yeah, Bobby Jackson hinting about
Yeah.
Arizona State thing.
Well, it ain't Carl Johnson, so
Nah.
I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going there.
He has,
No.
and he messaged me and said he might not make the 3:30 time, so we might see his announcement a little later.
Okay.
So CJ Mack
can
would
make
be
it
next.
for him.
I'll make it for him.
Yeah, right?
So
We
CJ
all
Mack
know
will
where
be
he's going.
next on the board here. We just saw Duke. Let's take a look at a couple of the rosters while waiting for CJ Mack here. And
So is CJ Mack going to go to ASU? Is that the hint here?
it looks like the
I
hint
think,
right
the
now.
hint, yeah.
Yeah. I look. We called it from the get-go.
Yep.
Of Mack and Bobby Jackson probably going to the same spot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pairing.
I think that's a great pairing, and I think if Arizona State can land CJ Mack, then look out.
I agree for sure. Let's take a look at Virginia roster real quick again here. Blooper Kid and Steve Carter on there. Matherly, a big get and a very underrated get for Gordo was to get Matherly to stay
Yes.
with this squad because he was going to the portal and Gordo convinced him to back out of the
Brought
portal.
him back, yeah.
So that's actually a really underrated acquisition or keep there for Gordo.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of guards, so I want to see them. Maybe they bring back J-Mac. I think that right now is what I look for. I think that'd be a great fit
It would
for
be.
them to bring back, or for them to bring over J-Mac. But we'll see. Baker Buehler is a great player,
Yeah,
so it could allow him to just thrive in a situation where he'd be, the top dog.
Definitely. Take a look at Louisville real quick and bring back a lot of guys. Deedle stays. That's a big guy to have stick around. Dr. Yost is actually a very, very underrated player right now.
Yes, he's good.
He's big to come back, and then you get Glades over to coach and Slasher with him, and all of a sudden Louisville looks pretty good in that ACC. That's going to be very, very tough.
Yeah, I mean, Misfit's a great coach to go along with it. So that's another team, though, doesn't have a center yet. So when you got a team like Duke who has Shane Knox, Trellis Blanton, and, that whole crew, people need to start hitting on some centers in the ACC.
And the ACC has it. Wilt Malone and Goku Witten over at Miami, and, UNC has Norris still, and presumably going to go get Carl Johnson, probably.
Yeah.
But Deathridge might be the wild card there, right? Like if Louisville,
Yeah.
make a run at him, Louisville. So,
Yeah, Deathridge, that's a big name out there.
Yep.
Lockhart's over at Syracuse still. Syracuse still got such a good team. Like if we look at his team still, like he did not need to do too much work in this transfer portal.
No,
he's got a squad right now. I think we're on the clock for CJ Mack here. We'll see if he announces. Well, before he announces, is that Deathridge there?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
Deathridge.
Deathridge
He's
to
also
Arizona
going
State.
to Arizona State.
Wow.
The whole league's going to Arizona State.
Apparently, just the former Bama.
So Bama turns into Arizona State. So that's not the one I was thinking of, but maybe we're gonna get another one here.
Yeah.
Do they have room for all of that?
They got some room
We'll
over
find
there.
out.
They got some room. I'm putting it in right now, and I
don't know
will
how
say
they'd be able to
they
afford Mack.
do not have room for CJ Mack right now.
Okay, so Mac's going to go elsewhere.
Unless they force him in.
I don't see how you do it. I mean, I'm looking at a 32 cap with 2 spots
Yeah,
left.
that's too much.
Yeah, it's over.
So they're not going to get Mac.
My math doesn't work on that, right? So
Riley says Deathridge's only 6.
Deathridge is only 6. It still puts him at 32.
No, they're at 32, so they can't get Mac because I think Mac's a 7.
J Mac
Cowboy.
going to he's going to Oklahoma
Okay.
State.
Oklahoma State. Wow, that's
That-
a big get for
okay,
for BMO.
There's my new shock
was
of the
a
day.
surprise.
It was my
yeah.
new shock. So
Yep.
the Arizona the Sun Devil loading was Deathridge. We all thought it was going to be
Yeah.
CJ Mack, and now CJ Mack
Yeah.
goes to Oklahoma State.
Okay. CJ Mack, that's a huge get there. 13.5 points per game. One of the better freshmen in the league.
Yes.
I
Um,
mean, that is just reloading Mike Coco.
Well,
That is.
I got to give it up to B Mills on that. That's well done.
Yeah.
That's really well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that's a
huge
perfect
steal.
fit.
Yeah.
Perfect fit. I mean, you
Yep.
literally just got Mike Coco's replacement. So,
Yep.
That's love that for them. I don't know who else they have. I know they have.
Yeah, he's pushing it on a cap a little bit now too with that pickup. So
Okay.
he's gonna have to be a little strategic. He's got 4 spots with
Yeah.
5 points left. So
J Mac wants them Coco numbers.
you know he's gonna have to be a little strategic with this. But you know he can still go get probably. I think he can go get one more blue recruit here in prospects, but he's probably gonna end up with a few greens here. So. Oklahoma State's going to be pretty top heavy, but you know that's
Yeah.
very at the top of their. I mean, look, we'll go to their roster here actually, and we'll take a look at it after that signing there.
We got Ware up next.
Where up next? So C.J. Mack, Anthony Richardson, Franz Fernando, Dane Jones, Zeus Williams, Frick Caruso.
Oh, thank
that's a-
God.
It's a really
Madness
good. It's a really
stops.
good top
Yeah.
6. I mean,
That's
Yeah,
a
it's a great
squad.
top 6, yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we are playing them out of conference, so I'm gonna have to deal with this.
Yeah,
and
that's-
look,
you feel my pain.
Yeah, that's a really good team. I like what they have going there, and they're missing a point. No, they have a point guard, Dane Jones. So a lot of front
yeah.
court players. They have 2 power forwards and 2 centers right now. So
Ware's
they need to get
typing.
some guards.
It's time for Ware. This is a big one.
Yeah.
Big one there.
Mhm.
And then we got Rowe and Kelso to end the show a little bit here. I know that Carr is going to announce too while we're on here. He's not scheduled, but he will.
We've also got Cross and Dickey saying they changed their mind and want to transfer now.
Dickey's not allowed.
Cross to Duke. Yeah.
Cross the Duke. So Arkansas has nobody on the
Cross the
roster now. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Well
Fine
done.
by
from-
me.
Yeah. Well, congrats to Oklahoma State on that. It's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
Huge
pickup.
get.
You do replace
That's their
a big.
big,
That's
yeah.
a big hole to replace.
Yes.
Where? Hurry up! No, just kidding. This is gonna be a 4-hour. Remember the first time he announced? I think it took like 25 minutes. So I think he just stayed
Well-
typing for like 12 minutes.
I mean, the answer is the
Carter says, "Do you wear to Virginia?"
Did he post in an interesting?
No, I don't think it's not official yet.
He's
But
just
now it starts
speculating.
speculating.
Get some speculation out here for sure.
I feel like my brother would have definitely told me if he got where. So
Al, he would have definitely told you if he got where.
he would have, yeah.
I
he'd
do
been
like.
I don't
the
know where he's
Fowler
gonna go
approach of
though. Like
Where just leaving a book on his space bar and walking away.
he does that.
I
Yeah.
have never been more unsure of where a player will land.
Where? Oh, Marquette.
There it is,
David Ware to
Marquette.
Marquette. Oh, the Big East got real scary.
Oh
Gus-
man!
Gus-
Wow.
And I think Wire's gonna probably announce his pick right now too. So we're gonna get two picks from 2 big players.
Man, Marquette.
Wow,
That's 2 good pickups.
Rusty killing it right now.
He is
Yeah.
killing it.
Wow.
You got Vance. You got Ware. You got
Well-
Eric Pierre.
Just tell me how big it
It's
is.
gonna be the.
Just tell me how big it is, Rylock, for them to get David Ware.
Oh, it's huge. The only concern is that Ware definitely wants the ball, as does Ricky Vance.
As the
Ricky
yep.
Vance is coming off a career season, and
Yeah.
so it's gonna be one of those things where we have to see how they can share the ball around in a crowded field. But
Yeah.
they're both great players, and Hook is gonna try and make it work.
Well, former
Yeah.
Marquette Eagle Jim Bob said, "Are you going to play small forward or power forward, Ricky?" And Ricky just gives the wink and a gif. So we're going to get some interesting lineups with him. But yeah, go ahead, Kay. While we're waiting for Wired.
Well, I think, the Eric Pierre signing just becomes so much more valuable now that you got some
Yeah.
ball dominant forwards, kind of like we had on Tennessee. That's a very similar system there, which I like. I think that's Eric Pierre, perfect fit. And that's Marquette's gonna definitely put up some numbers in the Big East.
McCall going to Arizona State. So like I said, I mean that's one. Did he announce already earlier?
I think he already announced.
He already announced. But yeah, I mean, Marquette picks up Eric Pierre and David Ware. Those two really, really big transfer pickups.
Yeah.
And now we're just waiting on Wired, who likes to take his sweet ass time as well, even though he's at a party and said he didn't have time. But
yeah,
Wired's probably wasted right now.
I think Jim Carr's in the chat actually too, and so we might get a runoff here of some big announcements to wrap up this show here. Percy Cooper's here too. So we're gonna get a few.
Yeah.
Percy, state the obvious.
Yeah, do it.
Carl's in the chat. If Carl doesn't go to Kansas, I think that might be the biggest shock of the day.
Right. That would outdo the OK State pickup, but only just barely.
Yeah. No, if Carl does not go to Kansas, I think there'll be some brotherly competition, and Christmas gets a little interesting.
Well, maybe Tech doesn't want him at Kansas. He has to recruit him, right? So
yeah,
maybe he just never made contact with him. But another former UNC player in the chat, Jim Carr, probably going to announce here in a second. We got two of them.
It's a mess here. This is going to be exciting.
So where do we
the
think
grand
Jim
finale
Carr
of
goes?
fireworks here, right? I personally think Carr should stay at UNC. I really feel strongly about that, but I don't think he is. So Kelso in the chat too. So we're going to see a Zach Kelso announcement too.
I also think that I think at UNC that have been, especially with the people that left, I think he would have been great. I mean, it was a perfect fit at UNC for Carr. But I think if he goes to a team like Minnesota or Illinois, a team that can just give him the ball 20 times, for 20 shots a game.
Yeah, he's gonna do that regardless of the team he's on. What's that?
Percy is sandbagging.
No question there. You might actually be better
retiring.
retired.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad call, Percy. Good job. Well done there.
Yep.
At the end of the show, we'll have to do the winners and losers.
Yeah, we will. We'll have about 10 minutes to do that, and I'll show a couple more rosters here before we wrap up. If these guys announce quickly here.
Nobody's announced it quickly. They're typing novels over there.
They are typing novels. No one reads the novels. People just look at the graphic at the end.
Nobody reads the novels. Actually, I kind of read novels, but that's okay.
I don't read, so
you don't now, but when you age, you will start reading. I guarantee you. I didn't read when I was younger.
That's the Texas Tech mentality right there.
I did not read when I was younger either, but now I read a lot. So, okay, let's. Man, I don't want to pull up a roster here because like 6 people announced.
Right, yeah, because we got
Marquette feels like a good roster to pull up. I don't think they're splashing again.
Yeah, I just don't want somebody to announce while I have the roster up.
I'm telling you, SEC still got a lot of room here.
All right,
No.
Wired's about to go here.
All right, Percy said Kansas.
Percy is at Kansas?
Kansas, but everybody already knew that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so.
Oh, well, that was
Wired.
very anticlimactic. Thank you, Percy.
Yeah, also Wired
Glad-
double posted
Wired,
that
yeah,
again.
he double posted.
Glad you signed up for the show to announce that everybody already knew where you were going.
Yeah. Late, no less.
One team
In
who
true
stood out
Percy
more than
fashion.
any other. Dude, your wife's going to get mad at you for not being at the party. Hurry up. You're in the bathroom for a long time.
Ricky,
That is not-
let's see you.
Hey, that is Mojo's guess.
Mojo pulling the troll right before the announcement's pretty classic.
Right before.
actually.
Yeah,
that is classic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think Wired doesn't know how to use technology, so
I think UConn would be a good fit, though, honestly.
It has potential.
he's taking a dump.
they
as
need
an
him.
excuse.
I think Wired goes to a team that needs him,
Yeah.
that needs
Honestly,
his leadership, that needs Ricky Rowe.
I think
At
he's in a
this
similar
point, I'm just gonna have a stroke with all this waiting.
he's in a similar position to where I was last year, like going
Yes.
to a team. But when I committed to Tennessee, we didn't have a lot of the pieces that we ended up getting, and so I feel like when I went there, I was like, they really need me. And then by the time we got all the pieces, I was like, I don't think they need me as much, but
Right.
I think we could see something similar in Wired here, where he's
Yeah.
going to a team that I think
Right.
needs to turn around and maybe won't, but That's another school that hasn't.
Wired to Baylor would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
We've got
Baylor
all
hasn't done.
kinds of
Baylor hasn't done
Haven't-
anything today.
Yeah, Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch, haven't heard from him, but Mitch texted me this morning, implying that he got someone big.
Okay. Well, there's still some big guys
so-
on there, so.
Yeah,
But it could be.
Man,
'cause-
Yes, you can. You just need stop trying to get a word
You
in and
just
just
need to
post.
type, "We're
Just
here."
post. Nobody's gonna clear the room for you. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna end the show so Wired can't do it on the show. Zach Kelso, you're up.
oh man. Yeah, no, there are some teams out there though right now that haven't had a super noisy day and could
Yeah.
really use one of these big guys. With Baylor, a lot of the SEC. Trying to think of other teams. Illinois, I know they got Ochoa, but I think that's the only person they've gotten.
Yeah.
yeah.
Arkansas.
So Arkansas, yeah,
I don't-
really the entire SEC.
He's not going to stay in the SEC. Zach Kelso and Ricky
Kelso.
Rowe, they were waiting to do it together. Kelso and Ricky
Wow.
Rowe going to
Okay.
Illinois.
Boom, Illinois.
They're probably in the bathroom together, but that's okay.
Well, that just like that, Illinois goes
Yeah.
from maybe a little quieter than we thought to about as much noise as we.
That's about as much noise than
Yeah.
they could have got
Yeah.
right there.
Wait until the end, but yeah.
Ricky Rowe and Zach Kelso, the last two commitments of the show that we have scheduled.
Jim Carr.
Jim Carr wasn't
You know,
scheduled,
we
but
still got
I'm
the,
going to keep the show going for
Carr
Carr.
Yeah.
I'm not going to end the show until Carr announces for sure. And maybe
Really killed it.
look at maybe Mitch got Carr.
Possible.
That'd be a
That'd be
perfect
a
fit.
huge get. Yeah.
Perfect fit though.
I mean, can I think of anybody bigger right now left to go get Carr? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
Let's.
you
see.
just take Rowe and Kelso off the board. I mean, if I'm going back to my list
Right.
here,
I think I think Carr's the biggest name left.
if I'm going back to my list here, I mean, Carr is obviously my top guy left, and it's not close. I mean, Duke Derringer's on there. Derringer's there.
Right.
Yeah,
Gracos
so
is
he's
still
still out
there.
there.
Duke Derringer's on
Gracos.
there. Gracos is on there.
Bracos, that's a big.
Abadawale is
Abadawale.
also.
Abadawale. That's some
but
big names.
Those
still
are
out
probably
there.
the three best ones I have left on my list. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
But yeah, Carr. I think there is an argument that Carr stands above him.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I think
I
so,
think
too. He's-
Carr
Did
to
we-
Baylor.
We've
Look
got
at,
a
Clayton Watson.
Yeezus report. We've got Carr to OK State, but I don't think that's. I don't see a confirmation
That's not
from Carr.
official.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not official yet. Uses, but I do appreciate Uses, the new green progress guy, just being in here and being rowdy. He fits right in.
He does.
Yeah.
Alden Smith going to West Virginia. That's a lower tier guy, but it's a good pickup for West Virginia who needs to fill some of those
Yeah.
spots.
Super solid.
Developing player.
So,
That's a good name to have.
yeah, I mean, some guys might not be familiar with Alden Smith.
I'm
Okay,
just
do you have
happy
his
he's not in the
stats
Big
pull?
East
Do you have his
anymore.
stats to pull up there?
Let me get them. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries. Tell me about I mean, you said he was in the Big East, Rylock. I mean, tell me about what you saw from Alden Smith at Notre Dame.
He always just put up a surprisingly good game for what for what that team was. We always had to make sure that we accounted for him. He was very often like an X factor with the constancy of the Jackson brothers.
You got 3.8 points per game, 5.4 boards. His shooting percentage was 66. So he's a guy that wasn't given the ball a whole lot, but made the most of those opportunities. And so maybe West Virginia can figure out a way to get him going more.
Yeah, for sure. Max Fowler posting his commitment graphic to UConn. Was obviously a big one. But yeah, I mean, it's
Carr going to Duke would be such a Carr move. Man.
Carr goes to Duke, then
I don't think Duke could afford it.
There's not enough space really, but like they could do it.
I mean, they could. I mean,
Do they want to?
Oklahoma
No.
State's kind of going that route, but
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm looking at Baylor, and they could use him.
Baylor
Yeah,
Baylor
for
can
sure.
use him big time.
And I was gonna say this earlier. Clayton Watson last year on USC, which is basically Baylor now. Clayton Watson shot the ball a ton.
Yeah, and
And
they would have
Jim
both
Carr
of them,
is-
right?
They have both of them, but Jim Carr is much better than Clayton Watson. I mean, Clayton Watson's a solid
They were
player,
both
but
in the 3-point
it's
contest
Jim
last
Carr.
year.
Yeah.
Yes. So
The
look at
the interesting thing with Carr is that like Duke would be a terrible place for him because Carr wants volume,
yes.
and the value Carr brings is if you can feed him. You can't really put him next to Mojo because Mojo also wants volume.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I don't see it.
No.
I don't see it. I don't
I don't-
think Duke is willing to take on some greens for that, but
No.
Carr to Oregon would be a fun one.
it would. Carr to a CSBA team. Ray, you're on it.
Yeah. I mean,
Although,
as,
what is
as
Oregon's
long
roster?
as it's not Pitt, I guess I'm fine.
I could
with
bring
that.
up Oregon's roster. I
They got
I did just get word from Jackson Edelman that he's going to come and commit here. So
All right.
Okay.
we're going to have his commitment too. But let me pull up the roster for Oregon, and that's not it. Let me refresh it.
Oregon has
so
5 guys.
Yeah, so they got the 5, right? They got Mangum, Bolton. They need a big. I mean, I don't see them getting another
do.
guard here.
That's why I'm not sure Carr is an amazing fit, because I think if they go high cap, they'd go probably Gracos, because he'd be the
Gracos would probably be the
more expensive center.
Yeah.
Cross just offered Jim Carr a scholarship right now. That's
Yeah,
very
that
good
sounds
recruiting, Cross. Very good.
Very good recruiting.
Yep. The best.
That's why Arkansas has been getting a lot of guys.
Hey, they're gonna have to build through recruiting. Somebody's got to go there, right?
Yeah. All right, so Edelman's typing.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to look through this right now and see what would be another good spot for Carr here. Maybe like a Minnesota would be a really good pick.
Yeah, I think Minnesota would be a good fit. I think Florida.
Florida would be a good pick.
That'd be a good.
Cross out here trying to
He's just
Oh,
trying to
man.
recruit
anything.
How about this one? Okay, how about Michigan State? They got Matt Phillips. I don't see him going.
Do
there.
they have enough space?
They got Matt Phillips. I
Yeah.
think they have space for one guy. Or Ohio State's a team that needs to kind of get one, but I don't know how much. They don't have a ton of space as well, cap wise.
They don't have
Yeah.
space.
Illinois.
I'm not sure. I love a
done.
Michigan. I don't think Michigan State would be a great fit for him.
No,
I don't
Matty
either. I
Phillips
don't-
needs his
there.
time to shine.
Yeah, I don't either
Yeah.
with Phillips there.
I think Phillips needs to start for them, so I don't
Yeah.
think they would risk bringing him off the bench. I think they could go out and maybe get a point guard or someone if they wanted to go expensive.
It's true. I mean,
Powerful.
Alabama could probably use him.
Baylor
you said-
gets Edelman.
All right, Baylor got set. Yeah,
Well, that's probably
That's a
who he
big
said. That's
land,
a big
yeah.
land for them.
yeah. Okay,
Baylor-
that's solid.
Yeah, very solid pickup for Mitch. Who's been quiet up until this point, right? I mean, you
Yep.
always get a little concerned too about, is Mitch going to do anything? And goes
Right.
and lands Jackson Edelman. But
Yeah, Mitch missed a lot last year, but first year coaching,
well,
he's
he's another.
gotten a lot better. And yeah.
And he's another. Oh, J-Mac to Virginia.
Okay, there we go. I figured that would happen.
Yeah, that's a big one that we didn't have planned, but is worth the coverage.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. No, yeah. I mean, I love that. I mean, I figured that Gordo was going to reload with some of these Arkansas guys. It's nice that he did.
Yeah.
Makes him a little more attractive in the ACC right now.
Yeah, so you got Carter, you have Baker Bueller,
We
you
got
got
Carr
J-Mac.
typing in there.
Car's typing in. Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
what if UVA gets Jim Carr? Do they have room for him?
That would be huge.
They do have room for him. They have Carter right now. Which I mean,
Carter came off the bench last year,
it's
I
true.
believe.
I would say if Carter never arc changed, I would say he would go to UVA and that'd be a good pick. But I think they're both shooters now, pure shoot.
But
Carter's-
even still, you can make that look of.
oh my
God,
gosh, he's going to Kansas.
Oh my God.
So Jim Carr going to Kansas.
They have room for him?
Yes, and it was a team that needs. It's a team that needs him too. And oh man.
Throw in the towel. Holy moly. That's
Yeah.
Well, look, they only had before those two guys. They were down around 14 in cap. So,
But that's still
Right, but
neglecting
they're
the
guys-
fact
they're
that
gonna
Kez
reload
and
their
Jar
four
are
guys.
gonna reload. Yeah.
they're gonna
Kez,
reload. And
Jar,
they're gonna go get
Brock.
Carl Johnson probably.
Carl announced already.
Are already announced.
Oh, did he? So they
Yeah.
got those 3 guys. I mean, you're replacing Tez Green, you're replacing
Yeah.
Brock Lee, you're replacing Jar Duncan, Michael Scarn.
But those
It's a-
guys are all coming back, though. Those guys are all going to come back, I think, if I were to guess. So
Well, 2 of them for sure. I don't know if Brock made another character.
Did he? I don't know if he did either. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna get
Man,
Tez's guy, so
that's-
that leaves 2 more
Yeah,
roster spots there.
that's just
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's what Tez does. It's I hate to say it, but Tez is a master at this right now. So
Yeah.
Man, that's a superstar team.
it makes the big. I mean, it makes Kansas another. It makes
front
Kansas a
runner,
front
yeah.
runner again.
Yep.
We'll take a look at some of these rosters. There's still some guys that have to announce, and if they do by the end of the show, then we'll do that. But we'll look at some of these rosters right now, and we'll go right to Kansas.
Oof.
Kansas's roster.
Kansas and Duke. Like,
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at Kansas real quick. And Braylon Banks, Jim Carr, Carl Johnson, 3 huge pickups there, and you're gonna get
Yeah.
Tez's guy.
Yep.
Did Tez make another point guard? I
mm,
can't remember what he made.
They got a lot of guards, though. They don't need another guard. They
No,
have
they need a
way
forward.
too many guards.
Yeah,
They need power forward.
I think he made I don't know what he made. To be honest.
no, Tez made a center.
Okay, so they're gonna go center. He's
Okay.
what arc is he?
That's
'Cause
fine.
He'll probably start at 4.
He's a Bill Russell.
Oh,
He's
that's,
a rim
that's
protector.
actually kind of interesting. You're gonna start
Yeah.
possibly start 2 rim protectors, unless
They got
one
3
of
rim
them-
protectors on the team now. So
Oh.
And it looks, or no, sorry, that was Jar. Jar built the rim
Okay.
protector. Tez built the Giannis.
Okay,
power
so yeah,
forward.
he's gonna play power forward there.
okay,
Yep.
I don't love that at the 4. Personally, I think it goes better at the 3.
Yeah, I think so
but-
too. But
You got
don't
Banks
really-
though,
you
so
got
you're not going
Banks.
to put Banks.
no, I mean that starting lineup's gonna be stacked. So his bench is pretty good too. Kansas gets they're up there. I mean, if we're talking about
That's-
winners of it. Kansas is probably top 3 right now. Maybe
I think
maybe
if
number
I
1.
pick 3 winners
Duke's
right now would
probably
be
number 1 for me.
Kansas, Duke, and Arizona State.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd agree.
yeah, we can go through some of this and talk about Duke, and they get Knox, Hunter, and Rise and Mojo, and yeah, those are 3 really
Yep.
top guys. So I would agree. I think Duke is probably
Yeah.
at the top of that list there. Virginia did really well.
Yeah.
Bringing in the guys that should have.
Jim
Marquette
Bob
did
Green
really
says
well.
Marquette. They did
Yeah,
well.
Marquette definitely gets an honorable mention as well.
Yeah. Well, what about you guys from chat? Who wins today so far? I know there's some guys that'll be announcing in a little bit here, but I think we covered most of the big guys here.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Arizona State has an argument for the best day because
think
they
so,
got
too.
Bryson, they got Jackson, they got Deathridge, they got Dynamite, Jake McCall. I think Arizona State had the best day.
Yeah.
If I were to put number 1 Arizona State, then Kansas and Duke.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm
and
the other side of it. I think it's Kansas and Duke, then Arizona State for me. But I still think those are the top 3.
What about Illinois?
They're up there.
Illinois
They-
got
they had a good
Kelso,
day.
Ochoa, and Ricky
The-
Rowe.
They definitely get another honorable mention in there. Huge class, and it doesn't leave them much they need to fill going forward.
Right.
They've got a great position. Just not quite as dominant out the gate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at we're on Kansas
Yeah,
again.
I think
here.
the thing with Illinois is they got some guys on that team which are, a little sus right now that I'm not sure their role would be. For example, I mean, they got some guys that they'll need to find a role for, but
But as long
ones they
as
brought in
long as
today-
everybody buys in with Willie D's system, they can have an amazing run of it.
Yeah.
They just have
Yeah.
to put it together.
Yeah, Bobby Jackson
But
said
I-
ASU
yeah.
biggest improvement. I would completely agree there.
yes, oh yeah, which is why I mean they
no
got
question.
5 guys.
Them in
They
Illinois
got
were the
5 guys
biggest
there?
improvements today.
Yeah. Fowler said ASU.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, a lot of
Medici
teams.
says
Julian
West Virginia.
Julian says a lot of
West
teams won
Virginia
today.
had a big day. I don't think they're quite enough to.
They're not at the top, but they got some solid guys.
Yeah, they're definitely in my second tier.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if we go, where do they go on here for me? I think a lot of teams had really good pickups, right? And Oklahoma
Yeah.
State getting CJ Mack is huge, and
Yep, huge.
but I think if I'm picking a top 5, I think the 5 we covered already. West Virginia goes and gets Dawson Black, Luigi Medici, and Alden Smith, and
Yeah.
those are three good pickups for them.
I think honestly that group probably edges out Marquette for me.
Yeah,
Marquette was 2 big picks.
it's true. Well, Pitt
Yeah.
Pitt got a couple good ones. Josh Young
Yeah.
pickup was really big for Texas. It's their only pickup
Yeah.
of the day, but big one for them, albeit that. LSU gets a couple underrated pickups into Don.
Monsina goes to Iowa, by the way. He just committed.
Monsina to Iowa. Well, there's a guy that's been a former coach as well and been around.
Yeah.
I like that fit a lot, actually.
It'll be interesting. Everybody's got to find a home for the greens.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon did pretty good there. What team were we talking about just a second ago? Oh, Pitt. I wanted to look at Pitt real quick.
Pitt, yeah. Pitt and Marquette would be good to see.
Yeah, and so Pitt gets obviously Ray Diddle comes over, but they also get Blooper Kid. Why does it say Williams on here?
Now, Blooper Kid went to Virginia.
Oh wait, who's Blooper Williams? This is not right. Something's wrong here. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, Kai Williams. This is Kai.
Kai Williams.
So they get Kai Williams, Bo Diddle, Walter Mellon. Ready to
Diddle.
It's a good day for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they bring over Rafus Diddle, so.
And Providence.
The only thing that diminishes that slightly is the fact that Bo was a foregone conclusion for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Providence
did a great job.
Yeah, they get EB in there. They get T-Low in there. Those are 2 really, really big pickups for them.
Yeah.
They did well. I like that a lot.
Let's see Marquette.
Let me see. I just went to UConn real
Dudley
quick.
and Fowler to UConn is definitely big.
Those are 2 big pickups. Dudley's underrated for sure. Fowler's a really good
For
pickup.
sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and then we'll take a look at Marquette real quick, and they bring in David Ware and who's the other one they brought in?
Eric Pierre.
Eric Pierre, yeah. So they bring in those 2 guys.
Love that.
and
Yeah.
those are 2 really good pickups for them. But
I mean, the Big East, they loaded up. Didn't hear a
Yeah.
lot from Georgetown and Villanova, but those are the guys.
Well,
those are the juggernauts.
That's
so.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. There's going to be teams we weren't going to hear from, but let's talk about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some teams that we thought we'd hear from and didn't really hear much from. Kay, do you
Florida's
wanna-
the
UCLA.
top of that list.
Yeah, let's talk
Florida's
about both of those.
Let's talk about Florida.
Okay, so Florida loses a lot, right?
Yeah.
Big loss, yeah.
Copeland's been texting me lately. I think he missed. I think he's in a position as a first year coach that he might have just missed on some guys, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's got to do a good job.
And-
He's got to do a good job in recruiting now.
And that's not a shocker because I think a lot of these new coaches, which we can go through, but I think a lot of the new coaches missed on the transfers, which is what happened to me when I was started to coach. I missed on basically everyone. So you got to pick it up a notch in recruiting and for freshmen because now you've had your first crack at it. But definitely, first year coaches overall missed on a lot. It seemed.
Yeah, right. Like you said, UCLA, right? One of us said it.
Kay
I
said
said-
UCLA.
Yeah, we'll take a look
I think
at
UCLA.
UCLA too. Rylock, if you want to cover them a little bit, and
Yeah, so they at least have a little bit of continuity here, about the same as Florida. Troy is going to anchor them going forward, but they definitely could have used some of these pieces. Hopefully they still get some of the top guys that are floating around.
yeah, I'll take a look at the portal still. I want to look at a couple more teams maybe that we're not talking
Arkansas
about.
also needs a look.
USC did a pretty good. USC got a couple
Yeah.
guys in. I know that Fame missed out on a couple guys that he
Yeah,
really
I
wanted.
think
Yeah.
Fame probably missed a couple of guys. Overall, besides
Yeah.
Arizona State, the Pac-12 missed. Well, I guess you had Oregon.
Oregon did okay.
Yeah, Oregon did
Like-
pretty good.
Oregon State didn't get anyone.
It's true. Oregon State, yeah, and they only have 3 guys on the roster right now. So
Yeah, Oregon State, Arkansas were 2 of
UCLA.
the biggest worries going
Yeah.
forward.
yeah,
That is a worry for Arkansas. Really, the entire SEC.
yeah.
um,
The silver lining for Arkansas is they still have 4 guys on the roster. But,
right, and they still got Tyler Cross.
But one of them is T-Cross, so
Well-
you have to take it with a grain of salt.
It's true. How about Alabama? I mean, they still got a lot of guys on the roster, but no noise from them today.
That noise at
Yeah.
all? Do they have room for a
They
transfer or two?
think they got some room. Let me click off of this so I can go to their roster
They've
here.
definitely got some room left from what I can see, but with Bichelli and Schwerin still
Oh,
there.
they got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're at a 20 cap with 4 spots left, so they could have really made
Okay.
some
Yeah.
noise
So
here.
they missed. Alabama missed. Arkansas missed. LSU.
LSU got some guys. They did okay.
They got to Don
They got to Don and they got
and Evans. Okay.
Yeah, they did okay.
So a decent day for LSU. Kentucky got their one guy, Maxwell.
Yeah, Kentucky gets Maxwell, but that roster's already up there.
They're fine. Tennessee, we didn't have any room for anyone.
No, I wouldn't think so either. Or I know so.
So I didn't even recruit anyone. Then
Right.
Florida, they missed. So overall, SEC, not a great day.
Yeah, Baylor saved their day with the Edelman pick.
Yeah.
But then it's still a quiet day for them. I mean,
Still
Edelman's
a
a
quiet
great
day.
player,
Yeah.
but I feel like they could have done better.
Would have liked to have had more of a splash.
They didn't completely strike out, but they
Yeah.
where did who went to Iowa? I think we missed that. I missed that one.
It was Juan Cena.
Juan Cena.
Cena. Let me plug that in real quick.
But then again, I mean, Iowa's.
But that's
They're a great
the
roster.
bargain value.
Oh yeah,
High benefit, low cap.
it's
Yes.
it's a good identification by PAX there.
Yep.
To target Cena.
Overall, Big 12 won the day, I would say.
Cena is.
It's let me see if I agree with that. Big 12 definitely had a huge time of it. ACC also went pretty loud.
ACC won. Big 12 won. Big East won. I think those are the three
SEC
conferences.
loses for sure.
SEC and Pac-12. I guess Pac-12 is kind of middle of the road, but SEC
And the
definitely
Big
loses.
10 was pretty quiet, but that was because a lot
Illinois.
of teams
Yeah.
didn't need it.
Yeah, I mean-
Minnesota and Illinois both did what they needed to do.
the Big Ten was the most top-heavy conference last year by far, with those
Right.
with
And
those
so-
four monsters up top, and so those four didn't
Yeah.
really need much, but the two
I would
teams
have
that
liked
needed
to see more from Minnesota. I think Minnesota could have done a little more.
Yeah, but it's one of those where when everybody's doing a great job of recruiting, you're gonna miss a lot.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And I mean, we're both coaches, you
Yeah.
know, Rylock. We know recruiting is so challenging. And so,
Uh-huh.
we're talking about these teams that maybe didn't do well or missed out on guys, but they still gave it their all for recruiting. And so,
For sure.
Yeah,
And
it's
the nice
because-
thing
yeah.
is the prospects are coming up here.
right.
There's still chance to make everything work.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody is out of this yet.
No one's out of it. And now you can kind of learn, all right, what did I not do so well? Maybe make some more graphics. Maybe become a little more active.
Mhm.
Change your pitch up a little bit because now you got a weekend to recover. Then it's back at it again.
Yeah, I mean, I got.
And
Go ahead.
the other big thing is that fortunes change year to year. Like we saw it with Marquette in particular, that they had a huge season they had some recruiting trouble season 5, pulled it together towards the end of the season, and have had a big start to season 6 here. So even if it doesn't go great, it's not the end of the world.
Things change all the
Right.
time, right?
Yep.
Teams change, players, become more invested. And so,
Mhm.
Forgot to.
but
mention-
overall, I do know a lot of coaches did amazing recruiting jobs, even if they missed out
Yeah.
on guys.
That's
Don't
true.
take it too hard because you're going to miss out on like 80% of the people you recruit,
That's true.
Right.
typically.
They can only go to 1 of 36 teams, so.
Yep.
Right.
And
I forgot to
a
mention.
lot of it is just finding your identity.
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't mention that Gumba Baba was also a West Virginia pickup. I failed to put him on.
Oh,
there,
oh,
so,
right.
That
Gamababa.
is big.
uh,
That is big.
actually, I think that might like elevate them higher on my list.
yeah, I forgot to put
Well,
that on
and
there.
the thing with West Virginia and the Big 12 overall is everyone in that conference just got the people they needed. Texas,
Yeah.
they got Josh
Josh
Young.
Young. Yep.
Texas Tech had room for no one, so they'll be fine. OK State got CJ Mack. Kansas got
Mhm.
basically everyone.
Yeah.
Baylor got Edelman. So overall, I like what the Big 12 did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great day for the Big 12.
Yeah, let's talk about a couple of the guys still left to announce. Duke Derringer and Doc Greco's my top 2 with Bob Abadawale right there, Babatunde. those three guys are going to make some big splashes. So still time for some of these guys that we said missed so far during the show to land one of these three guys and kind of salvage the day. You know, Elijah Frazier's up there as well, and then you got some lower tier guys with Blankham and Harris and Melendez and Osmosis Moore.
Blankham's definitely going to be a good pickup, having seen how at least some of the sausage was made in Iowa.
Well, three of those guys come from big programs: Iowa, Michigan, and Oklahoma State transfers. So still on the board down there. Wilkerson is a guy, K, that we know. He's from Tennessee.
I heard a lot from him.
Yeah, haven't heard a lot. So there's still some guys left. I think we got in total about 10 transfers left to commit. They'll probably announce in the next coming couple of days, and then we're on next week to Blue Chip, and that's another chance for these coaches to make a splash. I know that coaches that missed out on guys will definitely be heavy recruiters in Blue Chip recruiting, and some of these guys, some of these teams are just not going to be able to afford some of these guys. So a lot of them, at least, like take Oklahoma State for example, like they can get one of these guys now. So it takes them out of the running a little bit for a couple of these guys. But I think
Georgetown is in for one.
Yeah, Georgetown's in for one. I know Tennessee. I think we got room for a few.
We have room for, if you don't include my player, it's 3.
Yeah, your player comes in, so we can actually do pretty well there. But
I have high hopes.
We'll see. We'll see what happens next week. But any final thoughts, Kay, before we head out for the day?
Just exciting. To see all these players going to new teams. Congratulations to all these players starting a new chapter out. Coaches, if you got the players you wanted, good for you. And if you didn't, just use it as motivation for freshman recruiting, because trust me, every coach here has missed out on guys. Every coach here has, had bad recruiting, sessions. So it's just about bouncing back and doing better. And, freshman recruiting is almost upon us. So
I would love,
lots to look forward to.
I would love to see B Mills and the coaches do a poll in the next couple of days after this, and
I can get us on that.
But Rylock, any final thoughts here?
Biggest takeaway is congrats to everybody who landed somewhere new in the transfer portal. It was a fun process for everybody who participated, hopefully, and hopefully the new homes are fantastic and everything you expect them to be.
I'm excited. One of my favorite parts about this whole thing is when I get to move guys to new rosters and see them and stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to see Fowler last night in a UConn uniform. He asked me for a graphic, so I knew he was going there. So I knew UConn wasn't going to strike out, but it's always fun to see the new guys. Seeing Braylon Banks in a Kansas uniform is really going to throw me off. Seeing Mojo in a Duke uniform, it's the senior guys, right? Like the Banks and the Wares and the Hunters. Yep. Seeing Hunter in another uniform is going to throw me way off. Seeing Mojo is probably going to be the one that throws me off the most.
Yeah.
That's going to be really weird. But no, I'm happy for all the guys. Like they said, congrats, Libertines. Thanks for the sub. Libertines also updated our website, I think, today, so I think we got the new teams on there.
Fantastic.
So we'll get all
do
that.
Do we do a show for the freshman recruiting? I guess that's the question we have to ask ourselves.
I think this was a really good success, so I think we should. I really do.
Okay.
I
think
some guys asked about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
which guys want that?
If they show up, if people show up, I'll do it. So.
Yeah, we'll see about making that happen.
Yeah, and that'll be in a week or so. So we'll get all that when they got the McDonald's game next week. So excited about that. That's always a fun one. And then, congrats to everybody. Thanks for joining me, Rylock and Kay. It was always fun with you guys, and we'll do it again soon. All right. Thanks to everybody in chat. We'll see you guys next time. Hawk Talk. See you guys later.
Peace.